Shit. I'm just gonna have to lay my. Yeah, I know, right? Nobody. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Miss Walker. Nobody heard me talking. Okay, so y'all was just jamming to the music and hearing the silence. Welcome to everybody in the chat room. Mr. Lloyd, Mac 36090, Javier, Roger, Spartan Financial, Bill Betts, Donnie Keebler, Abdullah Arida, Bo Vash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Miss Walker, Ricky Connolly. All right. Other people slowly coming into the room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So today, overall, good day on the markets. A lot of the stocks that we talked about had pretty good, days today. I've been watching INNV after a very, very large purchase that I had alerted you guys about on Friday. I honestly believe that was not just somebody, just wanting to buy 200,000 shares. I think maybe there was some kind of information that could be coming here. And this is very interesting to seeing this buying and momentum buying in INNV. This is a stock that has a tendency to run if you look at its history. So I would keep a really, really close eye on INNV. CETX was a stock that we wrapped up with last week. I told you guys when CETX gets into the low fours, even touches 3, it's a buy. And it touched 3 last week, and today it ripped it apart. Beautiful, beautiful day for CETX. This stock is too cheap at 9 times earnings. Another stock I love, you guys know KGJI. It's been a really naughty play, but, it was really nice to see the stock get some legs underneath itself today. KGJI, really, really good play for today. There were a couple stocks that I thought were dead that came back today. Was it AVDA? It's an AV something. I should have wrote it down. But that stock came back alive today. If I find it, I'll let you guys know. What happened in Aeropostale, and I always thought Aeropostale would be like the one bankruptcy stock that would make it through. After they got the bid to be purchased, that was the one stock I thought would actually hit, and it did hit. So the judge came in, got it approved. It didn't bang as far as I thought it would. I mean, the decision came late. It did come late. We can admit that it came kind of late in the day, but I thought it would have a bigger hit than what it did. I mean, 3% is, but we'll see what happens. This could be one of those stocks that has that delayed reaction. We see that a lot too in earnings, where you have stocks have that, a great earnings day, and it's as if the stock doesn't know what to do. And 2 days, 3 days later, it just goes to Pluto because for whatever reason that people just started to buy. I think that might be the situation with Aeropostale. But the fact of the matter is the company was saved today. The shareholders will be saved. The Q will eventually drop, and Aeropostale will trade like a regular stock. So Aeropostale got saved. I don't know how many stores they're going to save, but the fact of the matter is they did get bought, and the company will continue. Sprint was another big winner today. Sprint is another one of my favorites. I've said Sprint is going to $7. Sprint is going to $10. We already know it's going to $7 because it's already touched $7, but it's going to $10. Okay, Sprint. I'm a big fan of Sprint. I love Sprint. I absolutely love this company. I think what they're doing is amazing. Look, you got people out here who got the new Samsung Galaxy's Notes. These things were exploding, and what is Sprint doing? They're giving you a free one. They're giving you a free one. I mean, if that's not customer loyalty, I don't know, what is. Unlike these other people like T-Mobile and whatnot are giving you vouchers to come back. T-Mobile's, Sprint is just saying, hey, take this. All right, DeMarco, what's going on, DeMarco? Random Pen back in the building. Craig G, what's going on? So, yeah, overall a good day. As I said, there were some other stocks that I guess we are going to start taking a look at. Um, SORL Auto Parts. I have nothing. I have no idea what this stock was. SORL is a ticker. Auto Parts. I don't know if it's used or new, but excellent day on the day. NXTD. I think that was a stock. It was a reverse split. NXTD, if I'm correct. Not sure why they put these stocks on the biggest gainer list. NXTD was a reverse split, if I'm correct, and obviously reverse splits are not the best for a stock. Okay, NXTD I think did a reverse split today, if I'm correct. Yes, they did. They did do a reverse split, 1 for 10. That's why it's showing on the biggest gainer list as a 700% gain, but it was a 1 for 10 split, and investors didn't like it. They got out of the stock, down 16%, and look for that to be a very easy short. If you want to short tomorrow, if you've never shorted ever before, the day after a reverse split is a great day. It is a great day to short. So NXTD right there, I already tell you it's going to be money for me. What's going on, Real Inc? Miss Petaway, thank you. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. Yes, indeed. Definitely, Mikhail. You're right. KGJI is right on time, and I think it should be doing that. So I have no doubt that KGJI, for the patient investor, 250s, 270s, is right back on its way. It has touched the 280s before. That was mid-August, so let's see if it can do that again. 313, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Sal? How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing? And who am I speaking with?
This Real Inc.
Oh, what's going on, Real Inc?
All right, how you doing, man?
Good evening.
Today was a kind of, so-so day for me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into, right now, and I mentioned it to you, I think last week I brought it up, the NEIK. That's one of my little sleepers that I'm into right now. Looking to cash out at 4 cents.
Okay.
Got in that 0089. That's a good play, man, if you just got some extra change laying around.
Okay.
Throw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, it seems to have decent regular volume. It's not, obviously it's not the greatest volume. It's an OTC play. I'm guessing you checked the company out, NEIK. I mean, it's legit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been trading with this company since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if you go back even like maybe 2 years, its history, it's never really dropped below 008. It's always been in that range. You know what I'm saying? They're a small company. They deal with like defense stuff, products.
Okay.
Like I forget if they had a contract with one of those big companies. They had a contract with them, but they books really don't look that impressive as far as money-wise going through the company, but they keep their paperwork up to date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just uplisted to the Q something on the OTC market in July.
Yep.
So it's pretty safe as far as I'm concerned, because I normally get in when I first started trading with this stock at 2 cents and let it run to about 4 cents.
Okay.
And jump out, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
and that's pretty much it. It's not really a big spiker, or it's going to give you some crazy, but it's just consistent. If you can catch it at 1 cent or maybe in that sub-penny range and just ride it to 4 cents, you make a little something. So that's what
I have no doubt that, look, this is a great strategy, and it was something that I did, 2012 up until like last year or so, but OTC, if you've got like $500, it's a great place if you're a patient person to turn $500 into $1,500 over a course of a month or two. If you really know what you're doing, you're putting your money in stocks that are either going to be well promoted or going through some kind of catalyst, a contract winner or something like that. Oh yeah, you can put. I mean, it's not a place to put in $5,000 or $6,000 in a play, but if you got $500, $250, $300, you find one of these double zeros that can move to a penny, move to 2 pennies. Yeah, you can 200, 300, 400% over the course of, 60, 90, 120 days is very, very possible. Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
indeed.
And that's what I've been doing. I've just basically been scalping, scalping my profits right now because, to be honest with you, last year and the year before, man, I was just basically caught up in all of those pumps and dumps, and anything that was coming, in my email with a stock pick, I'll jump on it. Just inexperience and not knowing too much about the game,
Right.
and I got caught up. So I have a couple accounts that's just basically graveyards with penny stocks that I lost a ton of money on. You know what I'm saying? So just being a little bit more experienced now and getting information from you, watching your videos on how to look into the company and find out about their books and see what's legit. I've just been able to, so far, just find little companies that's trying to come up.
Yeah.
Their books looking good, and, the stock is not crashing, it's not doing nothing too erratic, you know what I'm saying? And it's just safe to, make a little bit of money here and there. So that's pretty much it.
Appreciate
But that's it, man. I wanted to ask you one quick question before I go.
Go ahead.
The Aeropostale stock.
Yeah.
So they won that decision, right?
Yes, the decision or the bid, the offer to purchase the company's assets was approved by the judge. So the group it's a group of about, I want to say 3 or 4 companies that will buy Aeropostale, and they will run the business. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward. But the fact of the matter is the shareholders were saved today. I think the reaction was minuscule at best, but it's going to be interesting to see the next couple of days as news comes out.
Because, that'd be a safe play. Now that they they're not in that situation, they might, because I think at one point, because before they even went into bankruptcy, I believe they was trading at like 55 cents at one point, right?
Well, I'm sure they were. Yeah, I'm sure they were. So, I mean, they got beat all the way down. But, as news comes out of their plans and what they, would like to do with the company, it's going to be, we'll see what happens with the stock. But the fact of the matter is Aeropostale isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and that's good news.
That's good news. Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate your show. I listen to you off air, man, and that's about it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call, bro.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to him to playing those OTC plays. Look, you can make money on OTC markets. You can make money with OTC markets, and if you know what you're doing, and just to give you a tip, those OTC pumps and dumps, they go in cycles. One stock that's hot, that gets pumped, it cools down. Eventually, it gets recycled and it gets pumped again. So you might look for something that's been pumped often. That's on a little break. Get in while it's dirt cheap and nobody's looking at it, and wait till the next run. I made a video about that, how to camp invest on OTC markets, where you can just camp in stocks in between pumps, because these go on cycles. And again, these CEOs of these companies, they're selling this paper. And they need investors to buy that paper. So they will hire different promoters, giving different people opportunities to see what they can do with the stock, because promoters don't like to run the same company over and over. They got to keep their lists fresh. You got to keep, putting up big numbers. All right. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on with you, man? Welcome to the room. Mr. Lloyd, you there? Mr. Lloyd. All right. Mr. Lloyd went to sleep. I don't know. He went to sleep on me or something. All right. Yeah, SDOCQ was trash. Yes, it definitely was. Mr. Lloyd, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man? Happy Monday, man. It was a good day today, man. Yes. Actually, just looking at INNV make that turnaround. I mean, it feels good to be in a stock and not having to worry about. Because you've been in the house long enough, you know what's going to happen, and you know where the light switch is, you know where the toilet paper roll is. I could walk my ass around the house and not worry about, because I've been in it for so damn long. But, when you get into these new stocks, it's like you don't know where nothing is, and you start to panic because, it ain't your house. So, being an INNV, man, I'm so thankful for it, because I just realized if I had like $38,000 and we got in at 27 cents, we would have made $4,000 today. $4,000. You remember that buy on Friday that was 200,000?
Yeah, I talked about that. Unfortunately, my mic was off, but yeah, I did see that that purchase of SDOCQ for 200,000 shares.
No.
No,
We're not. No,
of
leave that alone,
INNV.
okay?
No,
Yeah.
INNV. No, that was the tweet that I talked about. That everybody should go follow
Okay.
that tweet, that Twitter account. But yeah, man, I honestly think that 200,000 shares had a lot more behind it than what we think, that somebody's just trying to buy in cheap. I honestly think that there's some maybe possible news that could be dropping soon in that stock.
Well, there was a big sale today at the end of the day at 1610.
Okay.
Now it was 140 shares, 140,000 shares. Excuse me, 140,875 shares.
Okay.
So my and maybe I'm not reading this iHub correctly, but it seems like the person that bought the 200,000 shares has been in the stock long enough to know how it fluctuates. And by calculating, if he bought at 27 cents, I think it was at 27 cents when he bought that. Was that correct?
Yeah, it was dirt cheap. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it sold today at 30.25, half of it, well, a little over half, and he would have made $4,500 today off a 38,000 investment. So I can't wait to get enough capital, man, to be able to make a trade like that and have it go up 2 pennies and take it out. I mean, hell, I don't even have to work no more.
Yeah. And when I tell people the kind of money that can be made in penny stocks, people think it's a scam, it's a ripoff, but people in this room, you see the kind of money you can make if your timing is right on target. And I just honestly don't think there's any better way to make money. I honestly don't. But it is what it is. But, INNV, looking at the stock, though, being the fact that you've been in it for so long, do you have confidence to see it continue to run, or is this kind of one of those situations where we go to 27 into 30 and now we're going to cool down again?
You know what? I need to go read the warrants again, because I think the warrants, some more warrants go in effect in October.
Okay.
So I need to just double check, and if there are warrants that are going to go into effect, I'm going to pull whatever profits I have and wait for the drop, and so I can get back in. Right now, I think I'm up like $200. So I mean, it's not really worth taking out at this time. But it may hit 35. But like I said, they're expecting FDA approval at the end of the month. But like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to pump up the stock, but this is just my first actual stock that I've been in that I actually made some real money off of, and not a dollar here and a dollar there. So this is the stock that popped my stock virginity.
Yes, it did. I mean, I remember. You remember when we took that call that you were up 5 G's on the stock. I remember that call just like yesterday, man. That made me feel good.
I got a picture of it. But anyways, man, I do want to talk about some educational piece still on what I think about the 10 stocks. Now I went back and listened to some of the videos from the beginning.
Okay.
And at first, when I first listened to it initially, it didn't make sense to me because I didn't have a clear understanding of what penny stocks was. Or I mean, basically, if you don't understand the stocks prior to watching these videos, you're gonna get lost because he does so much rambling. You don't know. But now I listened to one video yesterday, and actually, it makes sense what he's saying. It really does make sense. But I had my doubts at first because it's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? You said it before. He needs to get to the point. But if you listen, if you able to read through the lines or read through the field, you can actually hear the message that he's trying to convey. And I appreciate that. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that, it's I can understand on how to trade. So, it's a lot of videos. So you actually watched all of them 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, I've watched all of them. I mean, I've had that torrent of all those 6 movies have been up there since 2011. So I mean,
Okay.
I've already watched those 2 or 3 times, and I still go back. And once in a while, you catch something that you didn't hear. For those people in the
Right.
chat room, I'll post a link in the chat room for those of you guys who don't have these DVDs by Tim Sykes. Again, I'm not trying to screw the guy over. They're out in the public domain, so you can use a torrent like uTorrent or BitTorrent. You can go and download them. If you've got a problem with it, go deal with Pirate Bay, not me. But yeah,
Right.
go download those and take advantage of the education. Because each DVD is about 6 hours, 7 hours.
Oh
And
man, it's long as hell.
yeah, they're long, they're extensive, they're very thorough. But once you finish watching those DVDs, you will never look at trading stocks the same way. You will just be 1,000 times more knowledgeable about how to
Right.
trade than where you were when you started watching the movie. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you my biggest downfall of trading since I've been involved. My biggest thing is when to take profits. I mean, I have a problem taking profits. I mean, if I'm up $800, do I just take that $800 out? I mean, or do I just I mean, I'm up $200 right now. Does it mean I take all 29,000 shares out because I'm up $200? I mean.
Well, they say let your profits run, and I do believe in let your profits run. But at the same time, I already know what my goal is. When to take profits. I already have that goal in mind. So when I get to my goal, I'm taking that out. Now, if I feel that there's some type of continued run or something like that, that's not in the game plan. So I'm not going to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? My profit,
Right.
my goal was $500 on this trade. I got my $500. I don't. It's great that it's going to keep going. That's fun and dandy. But my goal was $500, and I've got to stick to my game plan because you got to remember, when you're trading, it's about staying in the game. You're not going to try to make a killing on every play. You're going to lose big time eventually if you do
Right.
that. So it's about just
Right.
staying consistent, so that you can be able to pay yourself, right? So because as a trader, I don't know about other traders, but I pay myself monthly because that's really, I doing the weekly thing, it makes it harder for yourself. So I've got a monthly goal that I know I've got to meet, and that doesn't mean that, oh, this stock is running, so let me stick here. I got my monthly goal, I'm keeping it. Okay, if something else opens up and I've got some extra paper to put there, then we're going to do that.
Right.
But my monthly goal is my goal, and everything else, that's what I consider to be profit. So
Now, have you ever took a $10,000 entry just to make a couple of pennies? Where you can make that 2,000 or 3,000 that that's going to go up or down. Have you ever made an entry like that?
Yeah. I mean, look, shorting intraday, yes. Oh, of course. I mean, shorting intraday, that's something I've done. And I did that with REN on Friday. I didn't do it today because I didn't see the crack coming. Although I tweet about it on Twitter a lot today. I was hoping that a crack would show up, but I didn't see it, on the level 2. But yeah, of course,
Right.
of course. But that would be typically a position like that would be something I would, hold for 7, 14, 20 days. That I honestly think that would, be able to make a killing on. But
Right.
Oh yeah.
So my next big move, man, is this IMUC, man. I wish it'd do something. I feel like everybody's accumulating these shares.
Yeah.
And I guess we got to the 15th before they decided it has to be a reverse split or something.
Yeah, IMUC, man, it's.
Are you still in it?
My thing, yes, I still have a position in it. And my fear is that if I'm like, man, fuck IMUC, and then next thing you know,
Yes.
that's
It's up 50 cents.
You know what I'm saying? Because that happens. That happens.
Right.
You're like, man, fuck it, ain't doing shit. And then next thing you know, it becomes another. Gosh, I mean, it happened today. What's the?
Oh man.
The stock that what's that stock I was looking at? NAVBB. NAVBB was a stock that we talked about extensively, I think last week, Wednesday or so. The stock cooled down from the higher ones to, back in the low 90s or so, something like that. I was like, man, fuck it, it's done. It's moving on, it's going on. Nice gain today. I mean, the stock gained, today if you got in. what was that, on Friday, you got a profit today. You're up on the stock if you got in on Friday. So, when you call these things as done and they're out, I mean, you can never really call them out when they're dirt cheap and they move. So
right. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's not a fear, but it's been to me like THLD. I sold at 60. I think I took a loss on that because I didn't think it took so long to get back up to 64.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm just saying, fuck it. I mean, it was $50. Next thing you know, it's up to $1.40. I'm thinking,
And THLD is a stock we brought up a couple times. I mean, at 40 cent, 45, 60 cent, man, it ain't shit.
Right.
And this is 2 weeks later, we're talking about 120% gain. You know what I'm saying? In 14 days. So I will never shit on anything unless, it's a bankruptcy stock and obviously they've been wiped out. But these stocks that are dirt cheap and, hey, man, it ain't doing shit, that's a good thing if it's not doing shit.
Right.
And, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll wait. We'll definitely, you probably even post IMUC when it busts 30 cents. Like, what, I'm making a video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, Craig, you asked where INV is at. It's at 30 cents right now.
Yeah.
So what do you call it when you go buy shares at a lower rate? Average down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and got it at 25 cents. I said, I'd be damned if I sit there and I don't catch it at this rate, man, because I always miss it, man. I always punk out and not do it, and it goes back up to 35. Everybody's making this money, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, we'll definitely talk about it. You guys have a good day, and I'm gonna get back to these books.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, man. Bye.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the man, Mr. Lloyd. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Good day today, INNV, his stock. So, made a little profit today on INNV. Shout out to him for that. Craig G, you got some news on SDOCQ? I saw that you said it was on 60 Minutes yesterday. So if you got some new info on it, man, give us a call. Number's 305-600-2896. Whoever you are, if you got a stock that you'd like people to know about it and you got some information you'd like to share. All right. You know how to reach us. All right. AMD is AMD. Look, AMD. I think AMD. This might be bottom. Look, that offering that came out toward the end of the week last week. Look, people weren't happy with that, man. Actually, beginning of the week. It came out at the beginning of the week. People weren't happy with that, man. The stock was doing so well. Why are you doing a public offering? Why are you going about doing it this way? Stock lost almost $2 worth of value. But, I think, this might be a good opportunity. $5.94. We do have earnings coming up in early December. I think if you're a patient person, or maybe you're a person who's just looking to get to, $6.75, $6.80, I think that's a good possibility here. AMD, looking at it, its performance before the drop, you can say, hey, look, if you're a patient person, this might be something for you. Read some of the articles that have been put out since then. I see here a couple articles from Yahoo Finance. Is AMD pullback an opportunity? AMD, the battle for Samsung Galaxy. So there's a couple articles out here you might want to read to see if other analysts have your point of view. But look into it. Yeah, CETX. CETX is always great in the low fours. I mean, it's always, if you can catch CETX at that 380 level, it was just a huge. I snatched. I couldn't help it. Three something again. That's almost like a reset on CETX. So in the low threes, that doesn't even make sense. So that bearish move, I'm really hoping is over. But to lose, again, another stock losing $2 worth of value, over the course of 2 weeks, hopefully that 390 level will never be seen again anytime soon anyway. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. T Stout, you saying is Aeropostale a good buy? Well, I want more details to find out what are they going to do with the company. We know they're buying it, they're keeping the stores, but I want more information. I want more information on what they plan on doing with the company. So we'll see what is updated on the website, what news comes out now that the deal has been approved. And I think the reason why the stock didn't just move up to $1 or $2 today was because people want more information. They want to make sure here that we don't have individuals who are looking to tear the company apart and basically make money off the name. So we'll see. GSAT. What about GSAT? I saw it crack 155 today. Oh, 150 actually. 150. Okay, and it stayed up there. Nice gain on GSAT. Nice gain on GSAT. That's the old Blueberry J call. We were talking about that again in the 115s, 116s. So GSAT at 150. That was, look, it was about a month ago, but, hey, 35 cents is nothing to sneeze at on a dollar stock. So you would have loaded up on that, got 35 cents per share. You think that would have been a really good return if I stayed still. All right. Yes, indeed. Speaking of the guy who called in earlier, I was looking at that opportunity he has if he stays in that stock 0.19. Let me see. I'm just doing real quick. 0.019. So 0.019 to 4 cents is 110% gain. So, it's not bad. Not bad. He was talking about staying into 4 cents. Yes, indeed. Lance, you said, do you know if shareholders keep AROPQ? Yeah, they will keep it. Yeah. The Q is going to get dropped eventually, but we've got to find out when that will take place in their plans moving forward. But AROPQ is going to keep trading, and eventually the Q will drop as they exit bankruptcy. Okay. Demario Ware says they'll be releasing some more information. Okay, that'll be good. Yeah, HK. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Right. Thank you for reminding me about that. HK, MAC 36090. HK was a stock that was in bankruptcy. Now, HK, though, didn't have the Q, if I remember, which was really interesting. So were they really in bankruptcy? Or were they just struggling like hell or something like that? Or maybe they were HK. But HK was a company that was struggling for a long time. They exited bankruptcy. And they're doing very well. It was a very nice day in the stock today. Very strong move in the AM. They touched 12. Jesus. Touched 1201 today. So I feel sorry for anybody who's stuck up there in the 12s, because we might not be catching you anytime soon. But nice play for anybody who was in it. But HK, went to 30 cents to $10. But was this a reverse split as well? Because I know it was dirt cheap recently. LNTH up 50 cents, 6 points, 6% gain today. Wow, that was an ugly dip from the 9s, but looks like the bargain hunters are coming in. This was was this the failed drug? Or was this another offering? Okay, looks like it was an offering situation too, where they came out with the offering. Obviously, investors didn't like it. They're getting the hell up out of there. But it looks like some bargain hunters have jumped into the fray. And LNTH, nice gain today, 6% on LNTH after that disastrous effect the offering had on the stock. Yes, indeed. Not gone conform, says ESNC. ESNC, I can tell you right off the bat, I don't know anything about it. If you want to call in and update us on it. Nice little chart there, though. That's a beautiful little buy and hold chart there. That's a nice volume, too. Today, 1.7 million shares traded. Average is 200,000. So maybe this is the beginning of some increased volume in the stock. Small company. Nice gain today, though. It looks like it has touched the dollar. Looks like investors probably see it touching it soon again with a little bit more stability. Gained a dollar. When was that? That was early today, actually. So cool. This just off really quickly, though. So again, sorry for anybody who caught it up too high. I got a lot of stuck investors out there, so you got to be careful with ESNC because you got some investors who are stuck up there waiting to sell when you guys get to them. 772 Treasure Hunter, what's going on?
Not much, man. Sitting back and checking out your show, bro.
Hey, I know you got some trades for us. What you was looking at today?
Oh, you already know what time it is. Hey, let me see. Just a couple of questions. I almost sold Sprint today because I thought the batteries, problem was gonna, make the stock suffer, whatever. So I got locked in at 622, and then I was like, shit, man, he's still booming. Batteries and no problems with batteries or not, they're still doing good, Okay. So what do you think? Just sit back and hold on it because I'm already up on it.
What's the ticker again?
Sprint S.
Okay, Sprint. Yeah. I didn't hear the company you talked about. Look, I'm a big fan of Sprint. If you Google their test runs they're doing right now on a $60 unlimited talk, text, and web plan, look, there are a lot of people right now who are on, companies like Cricket, Metro PCS, Boost Mobile, which is actually a subsidiary of Sprint, because they feel that these, no contract carriers offer more value, right? So if a company like Sprint, came to the table with an opportunity for you to have unlimited talk, text, and web, just like you would get with these other, low-end carriers, same 4G quality, speed at $60, I think that would get a lot of people interested in saying, okay, I'm willing to go contract again. I'm willing to, have a contract that's not going to, make me go to the poorhouse at the end of the month. A lot of people, because
sure.
You got to understand.
For years and all that.
Right. A lot of people who are in those metros, those booths, there are people who used to have contract phones who just got tired of those damn bills that could never stay the same every month. You know what I mean? People, fuck the phone, man. The people want to be able to have a bill that they know is going to be the same every single month. You know what I'm saying? And if Sprint can come to the table and say, look, this is going to be your bill every single month, all right? Yes, it's a contract because, we want to sell you this phone, so we're going to add, $14 or $15. So here it is. Boom. $75, every month. That's your rate. Boom, right then and there. Unlimited talk, text, no overages, no extra minutes or, what I mean?
Bullshit,
none of that bullshit. I think that would be awesome. So something is in the works. They're testing it right now. I'm grateful, or hopeful, should say rather, that could be dropped.
Climbing.
Yeah, so I like Sprint for the long term. I think it's an awesome long term play. I had a guy.
About it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had a guy reach out to me today. He said, "Hey man, I went and grabbed some leaps, some January 17 calls for Sprint at 7. Because they it's gonna blow past 7. I honestly believe that."
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll find out this time next week. We'll see where Sprint is at. But don't be surprised if we're talking Sprint 735, 745 this time next week. Look what it did today, 27 cents today.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Man, I told the old lady, I was like, you didn't sell Sprint, did you? She said, no. I was like, man, oh man, one of those deals, I got a little busy and didn't get back to her on it. The Aeropostale thing, you think because they're doing good now, because I'm in that also, you think they're going to stick with the same ticker by any chance?
Yes, it's going to stay with the same ticker.
Nice.
Aeropostale is going to be Aeropostale.
Yeah, I was
But
afraid from
again, it's
the.
got the Q in the end because it's in bankruptcy. Now everything's got to be finalized. The company's been sold. The debt will be taken care of. The Q will be dropped, and it'll trade as it should. Now more news has to come out in terms of what they're going to be doing with some of these stores. Are we going to be having all, are they saving all, I think it's 188 or 288, something to that effect, stores? Are we closing some? Are
Yeah.
are they downside? What's the future? So I think that what represented the hesitation and what happened today. So, let the week go on. More news comes out, and watch. I would really watch the stock, though. I mean, again, it's only 4 cents or whatever it is now. So,
I guess it's got to break past 4 cents. Man.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to. But let's see what happens. I see a lot of people who've been in it, looking to cash out here, because you got to remember on the 29th,
right.
on the 29th, it touched 2. So you got some people in there who've got 1 million, 2 million, 500,000 shares at 2 cents. And they're doubling their money right now. So they're still sitting in there. So you're going to have selling as the stock goes up, and but eventually those people will be cleared out, and we'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Let's see. And then again, my medical plays did pretty good also. The SPRWF. Like I said, I got a 50 cent on that one, and it's actually, I think, holding gain, and like I said, about to blow.
Yeah, I mean that's Supreme Pharmaceuticals. It's an OTC. Now do they actually have a product in stores?
I don't know. I didn't do too much research.
Okay.
Let me see. Well, I purchased PHOT today, and then I'm like, why are they blowing up? And the research I did, because I guess it's costing more to make the medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the stock is like blowing up, I guess, because the cost of the making it is more, I guess, for the medical stuff. So I was like, oh man, okay, cool deal. So bought some more shares of it.
Okay.
So if the PHOT blows up, I mean a penny, bro. And whatever it does, hopefully on the upside, double my money,
Yeah, I mean, I going back to the Supreme Pharmaceuticals though.
Yeah.
I remember you calling, on the 6th, and it was 50 cents stock. I typed it in here, 50 cents.
Oh, that's right. See,
we're at 53 cents now, and it's got a nice little chart.
So
but
54.
I would like it if maybe one day you just, if you could take some time, find out more about the company, what they're doing, and the next time.
Yeah, I end up doing that tomorrow.
And then call up and let us know, because it's got a nice little chart, and it's got a nice little trend that it's been in. And for the last, August was a great time for the stock. Find out some more deeper information on what the stock is doing, and let's talk about whether or not September is going to be, equally as good for the stock.
That Nova. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
True that. All right, well, like I said, a little busy during the week, but I'm going to try to squeeze in, some videos or something more about it, see what's happening with it. Because it's definitely getting active,
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for the call, man.
Yeah, keep up the good work, bro, and I'll be checking out the show, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Treasure Hunter, man, for that play, because, he's got a good trend, man. And, he's been making money on it, and he's sticking with it. Good job to him. Yeah, that Nova Furniture is still, nice little. It's not the greatest volume in the world, but 3 cents today, $1.74. Looks like it's leveling out a little bit. So, this might be a little scary for some people here, because it looks like it is leveling out a little bit, and that kind of funneling action after a huge run tends to invite the shorting. So we'll see what Nova Furniture, NVFY, looks by the end of the week. But it's going into that scary-looking funnel. So either we're going to continue to move higher here and break through, or it's going to be an ugly-looking reversal here for at least a couple days. All right. Yes, indeed. Sprint's going to be by $7. So, no doubt about it, Dave. By the end of the month, Sprint is going to be by $7 tomorrow if it keeps to this up. It's going to be at $7 tomorrow. It already, if I'm correct, we touched $7 today. The day's range was 701. So Sprint will be at $7 tomorrow. By tomorrow at 10:15, we should be talking about $7 Sprint. We should be talking about $7 Sprint. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, Abdullah Rita, that's something that I have planned in the future. That's something I have planned in the future. That's something I have planned in the future. But I don't want to turn this into a teaching job. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to teach anybody how to trade or anything like that. I just love stocks, and I'm sharing my love with people. Robert Joyce, HOS, 580, run watch, HOS. Hornbeck Offshore Services. Don't know anything about this company, Robert. If you know something about it, you want to let us in on it, please give us a call. The number is on the line, right there on the screen. But I don't know anything about HOS. Let me see here. Not the smallest company. Okay, 1,200 employees, $196 million market cap. So they definitely got something going on for themselves. Hornbeck Oil and Gas Company. Okay. Oil and gas plant. What is gas at right now? If I'm last checked, this morning I thought it was at 4. Okay, so we're 46. 48. Sorry, Brent crude's at 48. Let me see here. 46. Oh no, we are at 46. Brent crude's at 48. Okay, crude oil's at 46. That's the most important thing. Yeah, so yeah, $46 oil, not bad. That's why CHK was doing so well today. I did see that chart. CHK up 43 cents. CHK, that's a stock too that moves like a penny stock, man. CHK moves like a penny play. It moves like a $1 stock. I mean, this stock, 37 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents, 55 cents. I mean, it's CHK is no joke, man. I remember when CHK was cheaper than Sprint. CHK was the discount stock. Now it's past Sprint. Talking about getting a $10, CHK could be getting there anytime soon here. So big moves in CHK since in the last week alone. Again, this is a stock that's gained almost $2 in value since the 6th, September 6th. We were talking about CHK at $6.78. Now we're at $8. And this growth might not be higher. I'm seeing here an article. Is Chesapeake headed even higher? Is it, let me see. How to trade it now. Let's see here. Chesapeake Energy. What are they saying in the article? All right, so basically the rally. They're talking about the rally, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. All right. All right. Yep, it is above its 50 and 200-day moving averages. So blah, 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 blah. Just a little cheap, corny review. But, yeah, CHK, one of those other plays that is very aggressive and moves. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's neutral. Ask your question. Your question's kind of vague there. Ask your question. People in the chat room are more than happy to help you. Travis talking about NWBO. NWBO. Northwest Biotherapeutics. Look at that run. 33 to 40. 3 million volume there. Unregistered sale of equity. All right, that's a nice run there. And based on what we know of these runs, they have a tendency to have multiple day opportunities. Let me see here. Now, when I look at the stock, NWBO, let me look for some previous spikes in the stock, I notice it doesn't really hold gains very well. All right, it doesn't really hold gains for, I see a couple spikes in the chart here throughout 2016, but the stock didn't really hold those gains very well. Somebody called up last week, talked about dead cat bounces. This was, this would be a perfect example of a dead cat bounce, NWBO. 33 cents, I think it was at the 52-week low. Yeah, it was at the 52-week low, trading, trying to find a bottom, and then all of a sudden it spikes higher based on, really not much news. Well, actually no news, honestly. So somebody want to know what a dead cat bounce looks like? NWBO. A stock that is, has yet to find a 52-week low, slowly levels out from, when was that, the 23rd till about the 9th. And then it seemed to have found its spike today. So regain compliance like 6 days ago. Okay. Now, Travi, when you say regain compliance in terms of what? Because it's still trading under $1. So what was the compliance that it was? It was voiding with the exchange, because we're still talking about a stock that's been under $1 since May. Yeah, the stock last saw $1 May 13th. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely moves like a penny stock when we talk about CHK. 900K for volume, about average. So Carlos, do you think HOS is still something to look at, or not really feeling it? Let me see here. Craig G's talking about EXEO. EXEO. Oh, okay. OTC markets 95 cents. Oh, yeah, that's definitely low. Barely any volume there. Looks like it's low float, though. Definitely low float. Bio letter from NASDAQ issuer unregistered. Okay, all right. So unregistered stock violations. Okay. Okay. Sprint earnings in November. Yeah, Dave Thomas, thank you for reminding about that. Sprint does have earnings in November. That is correct. Sprint does have earnings in November, and I think you can find that information on MarketBeat. You guys know that's one of my favorite sites now, marketbeat.com. And if I'm correct, let me see if they already have the date listed on there. On Market, yes, it does. 11/1st. So November 1st of 2016 will be earnings for Sprint. So look for the stock to make a strong move towards that earnings date, and I think it's going to have a great earnings. Yes, indeed. Bill Betts says we'll be disappointed in November that Sprint is not profitable. All right, that's his take. Hey, everybody's got an opinion. He doesn't believe that Sprint's going to be profitable. That's his opinion. Everybody has a right to an opinion. It's all, again, it's just about beating earnings. That's all it's about. It's not even really about profitability. It's about beating the expectations of the overall market. You got to remember, Sprint, if I go back to July 25th, which was the last earnings date, the market was expecting negative 8 cents a share. It came out negative 6, which was a 25% surprise. And look what the stock did. From 480 to 620. 480 to 620 in a matter of 2 days. So it's not about killing it. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to kill it. Again, go back to the chart. Look at the chart back in July, what Sprint did. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to kill it. And that's why one stock that I just, I know if they just can come out and just kill it, man, it'll be apps. Apps will go from 1 whatever it is at the time to like 3 something. I honestly believe that, but I'm not going to keep kissing apps ass, because it'll go from like 140 to like 105 again. So let me stay in. Yeah. Oh yes, Craig G. Sprint is one of those. Yeah, I'm never going to. When it reaches 10, then we can talk about whether or not to move on to something else. Sprint will be just fine. BXE, Bellatrix Exploration. I don't know anything about this company. Bellatrix Exploration. Again, if you want to enlighten us, I do see here it's at an interesting, resistance level here. Got a little bit of resistance at 90 cents. Touched 89 today and held it. So that might be a nice little breakout point for the stock here back in August 9th at 89, and then the next one is 93. So BXE, I don't know if you want to update the family on it. 305-600-2896. Give us a call. But BXE, don't know anything about it. Looks like it was bearish for a little bit. Got some peaks and valleys over there, but nice little stair-stepping pattern being created there in BXE in September. Moving really nicely there from 76 to 89 since September 1st. A real nice move there. Almost 20 cents gain in 11 days. Not bad. But I need you to tell me where it's going to go. That's what we need. That's what we need. It had a bearish overall. Very bearish overall, for most of the year. But this might be the beginning of a turnaround situation for BXE. I would, again, do some, digging on the fundamentals, maybe read some analyst opinions, see what's going on, and let us know. ATLS, Atlas Energy. 50 cents, 52 cents. Okay, look at OTC Markets with the nice little runs here. OTC Markets doing its thing. Yeah, nice gain today on that stock, 15%. Decent volume too, 400,000 shares with an average of 100,000 daily, which is not bad. That's not bad for OTC Market stock at trading at this price. 100,000 shares traded daily. I don't see too many ridiculous gaps in the price. So it's obviously a stock that people have a care for. Man, if only you could have got this in July. Look at that, 15 cents a share, July the 28th. Now we're up, 300% now at 52 cents a share. Nice gain today. Nice play. Yes, Mac 360, I was going to talk about that too. TAT is my short for tomorrow. That's one of those supernova plays that had some resistance there. As you can see here, look at those long end marks over there on TAT. So I'm hoping to get a nice short position in TAT tomorrow morning if level 2 shows that, it's going to be giving some of those gains away. TAT falls right into my Elma Suds, philosophy earnings, lawsuits, mergers, acquisitions. That's ELMA, SUDS. Stocks, upgrades, downgrades, splits. SUDS. So, this is an upgrade. TAT was an upgrade, and honestly, I think investors were a little bit too aggressive, and they're going to be giving some of that back. Now, are we going back to 75 cents? I'm not going to say that, but 22 cents today, 21% gain for this stock is just, looking at, reading about the company, I don't justify 21% gain. Great day if you were in the stock, but I think tomorrow, if you don't get out, it's going to be really ugly for you. I think it's going to be really, really ugly for you. So I'm looking at like 120s, man. If you even seeing hesitation staying in the 120s, I would short. Any kind of hesitation in the 120s at all, I mean, you're seeing, buys at 119, 121. It's having trouble. And don't get scared because it might test 126, 127, after you get in. But will it? What's the catalyst to keep it going? Are we going to be talking about the fact that it was upgraded last week tomorrow? I don't see that. I don't see that. Those long wicks at the end today, let me know that I think, it's going to be quite ugly for TAT tomorrow. For those of you guys who are paper trading, test it for yourself. Test my theory for yourself. When we talk about timing tops, I think TAT is a perfect opportunity for somebody who wants to short tomorrow. And I'm continuing to look at REN too. Treasure Hunter, you're back on the air.
Hey, I was just thinking, somebody said Sprint having earnings, right?
Yes.
Now, check this out. You did your calculations. It was a $4 stock last time, and earnings came out. You telling me that bad boy jumped from $4 to $6 something? So now I'm thinking it's almost touching 7 now. So they start smelling earnings around. It might jump to if it goes good 7, 8, 9, 10. So it might hit $10 or more.
Oh yeah.
They hear Sprint, the phones, and everybody trying to get in. So it might be a discount now getting in. Maybe,
definitely. I mean, again, if you just go all the way back to April, as you watch the stock from April to July, that's a pretty
that's crazy.
A pretty healthy trend towards earnings
for sure.
And the stock has a history of doing that. You can open the chart up 3-4 years, and you'll see. Prior to earnings, besides this late, 2015 session, this late 2015, I'm looking at here, that was kind of ugly. It seems to bounce off earnings that came out in January. That looks like that was the bottom for the stock. But ever since those came out, it's been a wonderful reversal for the stock. So, look, we're making 52-week highs on Sprint. We're not talking about a stock that. It has to prove itself. It's already done that.
It's already did it.
It's already done it. You know what I mean? So we're looking for where's the top.
Blow our minds this time too.
Right. So
with the big phones and
Right. And look, I don't want to beat Sprint to death. I don't want to beat it to death. But the fact of the matter is, it's already proven itself. We're just trying to find out. Okay, where is the resistance now going to be at for Sprint?
Oh man, it's going to be a good call on this one because all the good stuff going on with it.
Sure, right. So
the earnings, the phones, and it's going to be interesting.
We'll see.
You ain't kidding.
Right.
I'm gonna hold on for this ride. It's going to be a nice one.
Right.
All right, man. Well, that's what I wanted to say. It might get at a discount now if earnings come around because when people hear earnings come around, they'll start stocks start blowing up.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, man.
Anytime, bro. You got it.
Yeah, so, look, I'm not worried about Sprint. I'm not worried about Sprint at all. Not at all. That's a stock you go long in. You know the company. You know what they do. You know what they're about. If you've never bought a stock in your life, just sit on it and don't move. Don't move. Okay. Let me see here. Look at some other things real quick. So, American farmland. But yeah, TAT. Yeah, TAT. Not to dig too much into it, but TAT is definitely going to be a stock that we're looking at shorts tomorrow. That nice little supernova looking chart today. People got a little bit overexcited in TAT. CRMD 193, 15%. You know, that's another stock that doesn't really hold its gains very well. Just looking at the chart on CRMD. We'll see what happens tomorrow, because you gotta understand, people come home and they see these green, and they'll jump on just because the stock was up today. You know, they'll see a big day, they'll see 30%, 20%, and they're saying, well, why can't I get 2% tomorrow? Let me move so that's why, I would never tell you to short it at 9:30, maybe not even 10, because I don't know how many orders are in there. I don't know how big this gap up will be. I don't know if it'll keep running. But I watch the wall, look for the wall. That's why it's another video that Tim Sykes has, that level 2. Let me put that in the chat room real quick. I know it's in my favorites somewhere here. There it is. Tim Sykes, how to use level 2 quotes. Put that in the chat room. Great video, learning how to read those level 2s, so you can be able to find that wall when you're seeing, resistance at whatever, level. 125, 125, and then all of a sudden you start seeing 124 orders. Next you know 123, okay, it's got an issue at 125. So if it touches 125 again, I think that'd be a great short, because it has trouble at that level. And then you watch the chart like a hawk. You're right. You watch the chart like a hawk. BAC. Is this Bank of America? Is this really Bank of? Oh shit! I don't know why I thought Bank of America would be more expensive than this. I don't know why I thought Bank of America would be more than. I'm thinking Bank of America was like in the 40s or something. I don't see they didn't do any split recently either. Okay. I don't know why I always thought Bank of America was somewhere in the 40s. All right, Bank of America, 1990, nice play today, 1% gain, too slow for me. Nice, beautiful chart though. I mean, look at what it's done since June. What you got? You're up what, $3, $3.90 since June. Look, if that's, if you like the slow and steady, Bank of America might be for you. Not my thing though. A little too slow for me. I mean, I've been accused for liking slow plays, but that's a little too slow. That's a little too slow. You said you don't know how people trade with level 2, can't survive without level. Yeah, I couldn't trade without level 2. I don't know how people do that. I couldn't trade without level 2 because I need to know if there's support at my price. I need to know if there's support at my price. Or if I can get it cheaper, I'll just be patient and get it cheaper. INWK. INWK, inner workings. 839. Oh man, that would have been a beautiful short there. Woo. Look at that. 938 all the way to 820 over the course of 2 days. Man, that would have been a beautiful short there. Inner workings breached this 52-week. So yeah, it's really bearish, man. Looks like it touched 10 something. So I don't know what's going on in INWK right now, but looking really bearish. So it's so interesting because an article just came out talking about how INWK could be an impressive growth stock, and look at the stock just lost, over the last, what is that, week or so, or month, nearly 30% of its value. But here you go, got articles saying that it's a growth stock. Now it was up today 2%, but that looks to me like that was just some bargain hunting. MBII, yeah, I did see somebody talk about MBII earlier. Maroon Bio Innovations. Don't know anything about it. If you guys want to update us on it, I mean, again, the number is on the screen, 305-600-2896. Don't know anything about the stock. Beautiful chart. Beautiful chart. All right. Got hot. Came down a little bit. Some profit taking. Moved up again. Resisted at 163 or so. Came back down, found support at 134, went into a funnel between 134 and 145 and broke out nicely. When was that? On the 7th. And over the course of several days, it's really interesting. Really interesting there. MBII. MBII, okay, $39 million market cap, small company. Small company. What's the float on this? Let me check here real quick. What's the float on that? Because that's moving really tight. That's moving really tight. All right, 19 million. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, 19 million. Yeah, because that's moving really, really tight. All right. And the volume hasn't even really, gotten crazy yet. The volume really hasn't gotten crazy yet. Let me check historical data real quick. Yeah, I'm looking at the historical data on IBII, and yeah, you haven't cracked 1 million. The last time it was over 1 million in volume was August 17th, where it hit 2 million. September 9th, which was Friday, 119,000 shares. Today, 757. So tomorrow's going to be really interesting to see whether or not you're going to continue to move higher. Okay. So if you see aggressive volume tomorrow in the morning, that could be signs of another good green day. Okay, because you're up almost 700% in volume from last week alone. Look at that. September 8th, you were at 96,000 shares traded. September 7th, 67,000. September 2nd, actually the lowest recently this month was September 1st, 14,600 shares. So you're up almost a couple 1,000% since September 1st. So what's driving MGII growth? What's the catalyst here? What's bringing so much new money? Those of you guys who brought it up. I mean, what's bringing this new money into the stock? Give us a call. Let us know. Give us a call. Let us know. Iron Hand, you said he doesn't trip me off. Oh, he hasn't said anything about it. I mean, he hasn't said anything about it to me. I mean, again, if Tim Sykes has a problem with it, let me know. He knows how to reach me. I mean, I do a call-up show Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. My number's on the screen. You can email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. I have a Twitter account. I'm not very hard to get a hold of. Not very hard to get a hold of, but for most part, I think I brought Tim Sykes a lot of, customers ever since I got on YouTube. So, SGBY, you said you want to short that, SGBY. Oh, yeah, it's a 2-cent play. You can't short that. You can't short. It's too cheap to, you know. But you want to short SPY. Yeah, I mean, look, if it was 70 cents, you might, you know, you can short some of these 70-cent plays. You know, if you know you want to that badly, you can. There's some meat on the bone at that, you know, price. But 2 cents, I mean, it's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Yeah, Tim doesn't care. He could care less. He makes more than enough money. Honestly, the stocks, the videos that we're giving out, I don't know if he's really making money on them like that. You know, like he probably was selling them way back when. Yes. AROPQ is not going anywhere. AROPQ is not going anywhere. Aeropostale is not going anywhere. Aeropostale was, you can call up the store yourself if you want. Just call up your local store. Go on the website or something. Go do a store locator. Call up the local store. I called up the manager. Hey, you know, I saw you guys got approved today. You know, what's going on? Everything's cool? Yeah. They're like, hey, we're gonna be around. You know, we haven't heard anything from corporate. We're gonna open and close like regular. You know, call up your local Aeropostale store and find out, you know, if that's the same thing store wide. ADGE. Yeah, okay. Amex player. 24,000. Okay, real low volume. It's got low volume, but nice little trend that it started here. But, you know, looking at this ADGE chart, you know, it looks like it's doing what it tried to do at the beginning of August, and it ran into a wall. So I wouldn't put my money in it until we see some evidence of it breaking through, you know, 30, what is that, 36, 37? So, you know, I don't mind having a stock prove itself, you know, because this stock, ADGE, has a problem, you know, breaking the 40s. You know, it has a problem here at 40. If you look at the chart, I mean, you go all the way back to January. This is a stock that has a huge problem with 40 cents a share. And, you know, yes, it's, you know, moved nicely these last couple of days, but, you know, let it prove itself to you. You know what I'm saying? At this rate, you might get caught up there and it come right back down like it has been. You know, if you were talking about the stock at 24 cents, then, you know, we could be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe go for the ride, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. BIEI. Let me see. Premier Biomedical. Yeah, OTC play. Decent volume, but very low today. Looks like the pumping days are kind of over with this stock. BIEI is seeing some much better days. If you're trying to go into this, I would wait till it truly finds a bottom, which it may have. It may have. Looks like it got, you know, the real bottom in the stock is .0045. Oh, actually .0023. Will it get down to that level? Maybe, maybe not. You know, gain today, so that, you know. But BIEI, nice move there, though. What is that? Let me just see something here. That's a nice move. Let me see here. .0044 to, what did it do? 4 cents? No, let's just say something realistic. .00365. All right, .0365. Wow, that's a 729% gain. Yeah, that would have been really nice. From April 28th to June 21st, the stock gained over 728%. Oh, seeing those kind of returns makes you miss OTC markets a little bit when you would drop $500 and, if you knew something or a promoter hooked you up, 3 months later, you'd be looking at about $4,000. And, yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. What's going on, Cat Daddy? Javier Rogers. What's going on, LK Rod? Welcome back. They're reporting from the motherfucking plantation. Yes, indeed. 00, welcome. Joel Flores, welcome. Richie Rich. Didn't see you guys coming in. What's going on, James Bond? Rhea G. Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an oldie in the house tonight, Rhea G. Welcome back to the room, Rhea G. I haven't seen her in a minute. Welcome back. Welcome back. Craig G, he said I should get back into OTC. See, the thing about OTC markets is, man, like, if you want to make some real money in OTC market stocks, it's to be the promoter, man. It's to be the promoter. That's where you take, $1,000, man, and, 2,500, 2,600%, you know what I'm saying, is not out of the realm of impossible. It's not out of the realm of impossible. Because many times you're in conversation with these CEOs months before you actually, move forward. So, yes, indeed. But, yeah, James Bond, call us up, man. Look, I'm not mad at James, and look, we're all adults here. I also admit that I got excited. I got excited. I made a video about the stock, man. I got carried away too, although something in my heart told me Aeropostale was probably the better way. But James, is that you right now?
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, James, welcome. You got the floor, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Like I said, this guy, I don't know, named Robert, his cat, whatever the case is. When I first called to talk about these stocks, people, you had asked me how much should I put into it. I said, well, put $200-$300 speculate, right? I said, don't go all in. And I also said like this. I said another thing. I said before. Give me a second. I got to get my train of thought back. Anyway, so like I was saying, is that I always say, you always take profits. Isn't that one thing I always said?
Mm-hmm.
I said, you always take profits. And then how many times zinc, STOC had really good days, like 150%, 100% or more? How many times within the past, 2-3 weeks? Probably like 3-4 times, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. He had some good days. I won't take
exactly. He had some good days. There was an opportunity for people to take profit. And like I said before, and I don't control the bankruptcy court. I'm just going by the stocks I've been in the past that have been successful. All right? I said, I'll take profits. And I always said, throw a couple $100 on the stock, see what happens. But number one, like I said, if you bet so much money into a stock to a point where you lose it and you're crying about it, and I don't mean to sound insensitive, but you're crying about it as if basically you're a total loss, and then you got a big problem. Number one rule in investing, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Number one, and you yourself said, you're gonna throw a couple $100 in it and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct, right?
It's true. But James, do you a little bit understand the frustration maybe that some people may have, because obviously I can tell about these plays, man, and I think people read your confidence as any human being would do, and they would say, and plus from what you've told us about your wins in the bankruptcy stocks, do you see how they could be feeling, almost misled, almost like lied to a little bit?
Well, they can to be lied to. Like I said, it's not it's not what we, not, that's not what
yeah,
we,
that might be
we are
strong.
here.
Yeah, it's probably
because
too strong.
because the bottom line, like I said, is that like I said, this is a bankruptcy play, right? I said I'm confident about it. I said I am confident about it. Doesn't mean like go ahead and bet the house again, on it, because like I said, things could have went both ways. If it went good, everybody'd be happy, Everybody be happy, everybody be, saying, bonds are man and all that stuff like that. But like I said, it didn't go that way. But the bottom line, like I said, is that there was plenty of opportunities in the past for people to take profits. And I always said, you put 1,000 in it, it's up 100 points, 100%. Take half or take whatever, and let the rest, put the rest on the table. I've always said that. I said, always take out what you initially invested. Matter of fact, about I think last week I mentioned that. I said, if you invest something, always your goal is to always recoup what you initially invested, and then whatever property you have, you just work with that. So the bottom line, like I said, is that some people are focusing on one thing, but they kind of disregard everything else. Investing one-on-one, and that's what's frustrating. That's why I was frustrated. I wasn't trying to avoid calling in. That wasn't why I didn't call in. They were busy, my kids and doctor's appointments, stuff like that. But the bottom line, I said, I feel bad for people who lost money. No one likes to lose money, but you should never go all in. Some people putting $3,000-$4,000 in this thing is crazy. Yeah, I can afford to lose that much money, but I know a lot of people can't. Mm-hmm. But how is that my fault if you decide, to go ahead and put $900 on STOCQ and lose it all? And then when it's opportunity for you to make a profit, you didn't take it. How's that my fault?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You've been around for a while. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I said, you always take profit.
I had told people like $250 for these bankruptcy plays. That's all I'm willing to risk and lose. You're right. You're right.
I can respect that. I can respect that because, like I said, that's not something that you were familiar with. And like I said, with me, I lost like $9,000. I lost $9,000, but I made a lot more than $9,000 over the course of Zinc and STOCQ because I stuck to the rule of always taking profits.
Damn. So James,
if you take
lost.
Profits,
hold on, James, you lost $9,000.
Yeah, $9,000. Yeah, $9,000. I made $23,000, but I lost $9,000.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, the bottom line, like says that, somebody puts a stock out there, in case it's like I said, and you never take your last, to jump in the stock. You never do that. And like I said before, STOCQ there was several times it was up well over 100%. What happened to the fundamentals about always taking profits? Stocks up 100%. You got a nice little profit. Sell some. You never leave yourself exposed completely. You know what I'm saying? You never put your situation where you're going to lose everything. And like I said, a lot of times I have to do with being greedy. And we all suffer from that. When I first started investing, I got greedy. I lost my ass because I got greedy on certain plays. Stock was up 200 to 300%. I'm like, it's going to go up higher. It's going to go higher. It's going to higher. You know what I'm saying? That you have this in the back of your mind. It's never going to go down. So what you do, you just let it sit there and then just completely expose yourself. And something happens, news come out, and whatever, and the stock tanks. So this guy Robert, whoever his name is, another cat. Your beef not with me. Your beef is the fact that you didn't use the proper rules of investing. That's the bottom line. And I don't want to sound like an asshole because I'm not a real nice guy. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line, when you're going to confront me and tell me that, are you making me lose my money? I'm going to sue you. Go for it. I'm not worried about it. Because the bottom line, like I said, is that I always said this is what I would do. Right? I would go ahead and do this. I would go ahead and do that. So.
Well, nobody's going to get sued. No, we're not going to push it to that matter. It was an unfortunate thing, and I think if we discuss bankruptcy plays in the future, they got to come with a more, a big disclaimer. If I've got to just, hey, look, these are really, we learned really these last 2 weeks how incredibly dangerous these stocks are. I mean, we watched them go from 20 to 30% gains here and there until it was over and they were gone. I mean, they're gone.
Okay, but check this out. Like, for example, zinc is a good example of this. I bought zinc when it was 7 cents, right? And when zinc hit like about 40 something cents, I sold like 3/4 of it, right? And I left the rest to play in. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to get at is that from the time zinc was 7 cents, it has went up like about a good 20, 30 times a nice sum. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So people have opportunities to sell, average down, buy more, make a profit, make an additional profit, building your profit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you bankruptcy stocks, like I said, it's the fact that we all want the big, the emergence and everybody's safe. That's what we're aiming for. But in the meanwhile, when the stock is up 100%, 150%, why not sell half? I mean, that's just common sense. Sell half, like I said, that way you don't have any of your money left on the table. And it's a lot of bank stocks. That's how they run. They'll go up 60% one day. They go down. They go up 40%, then 100%, back and forth like that. And like I said before, I mean, I'm not Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Jesus. I don't have all the answers. But like I said before, I was confident enough to put a large sum of money into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I lost money, but like I said, I protected myself. And like I said before, I mean, you guys are great. I mean, nothing personal. I mean, like I said, it's not a situation where I don't feel for people who lost money. But like I said, you never go all in on anything. Just because stock went from 10 cents to $1 a share, doesn't mean that you go ahead and chase it and put all your money into it. Because it could go to $2. It could go to 3 cents. I'm just frustrated. That's why a lot of times I get frustrated. Not because it's hard to say, man. I mean,
No, I understand. And look, nobody's blaming. Look, we have a couple. We have 1 or 2 people who are blaming you. But look, we're all adults here. But look, it is what it is. It was a very important learning lesson. And somebody that told us, called up and said, hey, look, if you tell somebody on Wall Street that you got money in a bankruptcy stock, they'll slap the shit out of you, and that's true. And we learned.
But how many times?
We learned exactly why. The other day.
But check it out. How many times they do work out in their favor? Like the GDPs and all these other stocks like that.
Well, that is rare though. I mean, that it does happen. Look, it does happen. I mean,
American Airlines is another one.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to Aeropostale today.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, we'll see where that stock goes. But it does happen. But for these 2 stocks that had the most potential out of all those stocks, I mean, we had a couple billion-dollar companies here that, if it did work, would have been huge gains. Would have been huge, immense. I mean, probably
exactly.
We got some people in the chat room who probably would have been overnight 100,000-aires if the stock would have hit, but it didn't. And now that's is the reality. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And at the end of the day, like I said before, you got to stick to fundamentals. You got to always take profits. Got to take profits. Got to take profits. Got to take profits. I can't stress that enough. You know what I'm saying? If your stock is up, I don't care. My benchmark is always 30%. Stock hits 30%, I'm selling half, automatic. All right. And so, like I said before, we all want that lottery ticket, like a situation where you put your money in, and then next thing you put $1, and then you get $100 in return, and you want that. But the bottom line, I said, you have to use fundamentals. You got to take profits. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's the basics. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man.
That's all I have to say, man. I'm just frustrated. I mean, like I said before, because there's a lot of great people on the show.
Yeah.
And I know there are. I know some people lost money, and I'm sorry about that. But like I said, when it comes down to it, you got to take profits.
All right. But and James, I don't want this to, make you feel like you can't call in. And like everybody's always, anybody and everybody who can hear my voice is open to call in about any stock that you're watching to talk about it. But I don't have anybody who can't call in or can't talk about it the way you know it. So please don't feel like you can't call in or anything.
It was me calling in was never an issue because I had no problem calling in. That was honestly an issue. You know, just like I said, it's got more. It's more to me. It's more not the matter of calling, it's the matter of getting frustrated. That's the point. I'm so frustrated. You know, it's like people lose take a loss, and I say you got to take profits, man. Number one, you got to take profits. If the stock is bankrupt, whatever, and it's moving, you take your profits. You still have, and if it continues going on, you still have. As you get closer to reemergence, then you got to be more cautious. You never know which way it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But anyway, that's about it.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, James.
No problem, man. Bye-bye.
All right. So there it is, guys. I mean, look, that he can't explain it anywhere else. I mean, any way else. I mean, it is what it is. And, let's just put this to bed right now. SDOCQ. It is what it is, man. I don't want to beat a dead horse. And that's what SDOCQ is. All right. We took a shot. We took a shot because and you don't, because this could have been a very different conversation. This could have been a very different conversation. And he's exactly right. This could have been a very different conversation. We could have had individuals who would be looking at, $12, $13, $15, $20, $25,000 in their accounts. If these 4 cent a share stocks all of a sudden realized the value of the company, which some had said it could be as high as, 11, 12 billion, overnight, $16, $17 a share. So we could have been talking about, what we were going to spend on all this money. Sergio Gupta, you're saying SDOCQ is not dead yet? If you've got some information on it, Mr. Gupta, call us in and let us know, because from what I know, it's dead in the water. Okay, Mr. Gupta, you don't have to, All right. All right. There's seeking info to get all the information you need to move forward. All right, buddy. Well, I hope you're not thinking about suing me, man. I got Jewish lawyers. They're not playing around with you. They're not playing around with you. Michael 91. They're not playing around with you. It's going to cost you a lot more. I'm telling you right now, it's going to cost you a lot more than $1,100 to get anything started. I'll tell you that. I appreciate that, Mr. Gupta. I guess I'm going to have to start running a disclaimer before my show now, because we got people threatening to sue people. I'm going to have to run a 2-minute damn disclaimer. Watch. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man, I got Jewish attorneys, man. I got Jewish attorneys. I don't have that Trayvon Martin attorney. No way on here. No way. I don't have the Trayvon Martin attorney. All right. So going back to that brother couldn't pronounce words. I mean, he was all over the place. Going back to these stocks, man. Going back to these stocks. Let me see here. I'm not in love with the gold plays anymore, but AKG, I've been hearing that ticker, and look, I've been hearing that, and it's got a nice chart. If you're a long-term buy and hold type person, but if you're not, I mean, that's an ugly looking chart. If you're the type of person who needs to get in and get out for a couple of days. That's a scary ass looking chart. That's a scary ass looking chart. I mean, you from you know, the last 2 weeks are just creepy as hell. You know, you could have lost quite a bit of money up there. You know, whether you were stuck all the way at the bottom at 831, if you were smart, I mean, you had to be almost lightning with the quickness to be able to see something there. You know, because that's pretty quick. You know, that's pretty creepy. Yeah, KGJI. KGJI is, you know, what I think is a great opportunity for somebody to go along and make some good money once the value is realized. But the problem is, you know, like I did for a long time, you got a lot of people who don't want to fuck with Chinese companies, man. You know, you got a lot of people who don't want to fuck with Chinese companies, who think that the numbers are a scam, who think that the businesses are a scam, who don't trust, you know, anything to do with these companies. You know, you're reading these 10Ks and it's, you know, John Woo Chang Lee, and you're like, who the fuck are these people? Like, they're not relatable to you, right? Because you can't Google them. You know, if you try to Google some of these Chinese officers, right? I mean, you'll find like a Cheng Li Wen somewhere at like, you know, Wisconsin University teaching like, you know, science or something. I mean, you can't really do any real research on these companies. You can't really find the deeper truths. So, you know, I understand why people look at KGJI and they're like, man, look at that PE. It's low PE. You know, $1 billion in revenue. Is it real though? You know, are they really selling that much? I get it. But I think the market will eventually realize that, hey, look, this is not a stock that's, you know, just got put on the market. It's been trading for several years now. You know, it's been trading for several years now. When did it start trading here? Looks like I'm seeing history all the way back to 2000. So it's been trading for a good bit. A good bit. You know, I'm seeing recent highs as 2010. We were talking about a stock that was, what, $10 a share in 2010? Obviously, the price of gold was a lot higher at the time, but, you know, if you spread out the chart of KGJI and what it's been doing, that's a beautiful looking chart for 2015, 2016. That's a very impressive. You know, again, we're talking about a stock that was a year ago 49 cents a share. 49 cents a share. Now we're talking at 228. You know. And there's incredible amount of value left to be expressed in this stock. You know, again, we're talking about a stock that's trading 3 times earnings. 3. Where the average is anywhere between, what, 17 to 22 on the market. So if we take that, we're talking about you know, $16, $17 stock. If it was trading at what most companies, you know, are trading for right now. Now, that's not going to be overnight. That's not going to be a month from now. That's not going to be 2 months from now. But it's got an opportunity. It's got an opportunity. Okay? It's got an opportunity. But, you know, it doesn't help when you have companies like SBU, you know, doing what they're doing, spiking and collapsing and spiking. I mean, look what SBU did after freaking collapsing on Friday. After freaking collapsing on Friday, SBU, you know, 4% today. And then tomorrow it'll lose, what, 3.5%, 5%? Who knows? You know? So it's just I can understand. It's frustrating. I can understand. It's frustrating. You know? It's very frustrating. All right. So let's see what else is going on here. PZG, Paramount. Okay, those another gold play. I see a couple gold plays out here. What was gold at today? Silver, of course, my favorite website for gold and silver prices, silverprice.org, gets right to the point. See gold here at the top, $13.30. Silver still under $20 a share. So silver looks to be almost stuck at that $19 price. Silver is almost like kind of stuck up there. It got up there on the 6th to $20 and just couldn't hold it. Gold still making pretty impressive gains. Mr. Lloyd, you're on the air.
Man, you ring my ear every time you say that KGJI, man. I wish I could just park some money in there. Now, I'm not giving out any group 50 out there. I'm not giving out no financial advice. Mm-hmm. No, it's just shit. I don't want to be sued either.
Nobody. Look, people talking about getting sued. You're wasting. Whatever money that you lost is going to cost you 10 times that to even get anything like that started. Just, look, just.
But it's crazy. I was wondering why people say disclaimers at the end of the beginning of the YouTube, but now I can see why.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start. I'm going to have to make a disclaimer. I see that now because I as we build up and get more people in here and we don't want this to become an issue. So.
So I'm just letting everybody know now. I'm not giving out any financial advice. And if you're there, then just understand. I'm just commenting on what I see. So with KGJI, man, that 10Q is so beautiful, man. I mean, they actually have equity. I mean, there's really and I think there's banks that own a part of this as well.
Oh yeah, there's some ETFs in here. There's quite a few big players that have access to or have interest in China who are involved in this. Again, let me see here. If I go to one of my favorite sites, Whale Wisdom, I talked about that on Friday. Whale Wisdom is the website where ETFs and exchange traded funds and other funds disclose their 13F filing documentation, and the 13Fs are basically express what these funds are invested in.
Right.
And since June, we've seen a 24% gain of investment in KGJI. So they're exposing their funds to this stock. So, when I see the big players like BlackRock, like Bank of Montreal, California Public Employees Retirement System has money in this stock. So I think there's immense opportunity here, but it is taking its time, and I understand that could be a little frustrating for people, but I think hopefully soon something could be really developing here. And I see Ria G talking about what about SCSMF. Rio, I wish you had been in the chat room recently, because that stock had recent spikes where, we got up to the high 40s or early 40s. So there were plenty of opportunities, and I hope you took advantage of those opportunities to liquidate your shares. It's at 36 now. It's it's a stock that has a tendency to go to the mid 30s, maybe even touch low 30s, but eventually get its way back up. But when it touches those 40s, high 40s, that's an opportunity for you to move into something else. So if you're still in the stock, I would go ahead and be patient to where that stock moves up higher again. Thankfully, gold and silver prices have still maintained and are still doing.
And this
really
stock
well.
is steady. This stock is just steadily going up, man. I mean, just the way it looks.
KGJI. KGJI. It's a beautiful stock. I mean, it's if you look at the 6-month chart, look at the 1-year chart, look at the 1 year chart of KGJI. It's if you're the type of person who isn't interested in moving around and doing, that might be for you. But I understand that some people don't have that kind of patience and may be looking for, 220. They're at 228 right now. They might want to get out at 270.
Right.
I think you'll have the opportunity
Right.
to get that in over the next 30 days or so. I honestly believe that, but
Right.
we'll see. It was at 270, came back down. Now it found some legs, and we'll see where it goes.
Right. Okay. And Boss asked me what was the big problem with INV big sell-off in August. Is that when it dropped off? So hey, Boss. So in regards to INV, and then this is something that I made a mistake on, and I wasn't paying attention. But they filed they diluted some shares, and basically the people wanted their money, and that particular day, they filed an S3 form, in which I had no idea what S3 was. I just went on about my day, and it was just basically giving them permission to move forward with giving out the shares. And as soon as it got effective, that's when the shares dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I took that as an opportunity for me, because I always miss these drops. I never catch them at 20 cents anymore. I'm always buying them at the high end of 30 or 40 cents. So that's the reason why, man. And what I would like to tell you guys is really read these SEC filings. If you see something and you don't know, Google it. Don't sit there and ignore it, because the problem is you can wake up one day and there ain't gonna be no money in the account. Just like I had $2,500 left out of that $5,000. I said I'm gonna get it back up to $5,000. Mm-hmm. I woke up and it was gone. So I was actually negative $200 in the morning. So, but I'm okay now. But you guys got to pay attention to these SEC filings. So that's what happened, Mr. Voss, and hopefully, you take the time to get some books and look into that. So, other than that, man, thanks for letting me get back on here. I always like to call in when you're talking about KGJI, man. That's oof.
Yeah. It's nice.
Got my heart hurting over here.
Yeah,
And I don't see too many. I don't see too many banks, man. Really, it's kind of crazy that banks are actually buying the shares. So that automatically tells me that this is a good company.
Oh yeah, you got to understand, these are multi-billion-dollar investment funds that have significant positions in these companies. Again, when I see the California Public Employees Retirement System, these are thousands of employees who are dependent on having a good check every single month. When I see that they have $273,000 invested in this company, that says something. Is it a big position? Right. Not big, but 152,000 shares. They obviously expect this to become big down the road. So, we'll see.
Yeah. So, anyways, man, thank you for I might if I get some real capital, man, I might put $10,000 in this and just let it sit there. This does seem like a retirement type of stock, mm-hmm. in a way, just the way it's moving. But I don't know, man. Anyways, let me get out of here. All right, man, I'm out of here.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Lloyd. Thank you for the call. Mr. Lloyd. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. Let me get a little clap for him. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah, I have a disclaimer on my Twitter. When you go to my Twitter page, free stock pick, there's a disclaimer on there. So, I have a disclaimer on my Twitter page. Yes, indeed. So, maybe I should have a disclaimer on here, man. Maybe I should have. Michael 91 talking about SPHS. Yeah, somebody mentioned GVO. GVO is heavily diluted. So funny that Mr. Lloyd just got off the air talking about dilution, because it's real when we talk about GVO. Float now 47 million. It wasn't that high, and it was never really that high. 330, you're on the air.
Yo, what's happening, Sal?
What's going on with you, Sinclair?
Chilling, man. I'm doing good, man. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it is that I do that's a little different or it might be the same on what other people are doing, but I had to go and get me something to eat. I came back, and I was like, well, damn, what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, man, when you in this game, anything that got to do with money, you can't get caught up into your feelings, man. I mean, there's been times that I done flipped a house and found out the drain up under the whole house was broke. And my guys had to get the sledgehammer and get into that pipe to get it back out to the street, man. That's the same thing with a stock, man. I mean, all you doing is trying to help people out. And for the most part, the people that are in the chat room, they trying to do the same thing. They trying to give their thoughts. So what I'm getting from this, Sal, is that people get caught into their feelings just too much, man. I mean, if you over leveraged, that's your fault. Like if you don't put in your stop puts, that's your fault. Like for an example, like on AMD last week, I thought I caught it at the bottom. But just in case I did not catch it at the bottom, where the bottom was, like at about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, I put in the stop put right up under it. And so I knew that I could go and work out, and if it hit that stop put, then I know that I lose my $10 and like $15, $20 more. I was like, oh, well, damn, I guess I didn't catch the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
And then the thing about it, Sound, I'm be real, man. I got proof for all this, man. I don't even know that much when it comes to this shit, but I know enough, and I know my risk level. I know me, and I'm managing to make 8% a month. Like, and I mean, and that might not be good enough for some people, but when you get into certain stocks, man, you got to be like, well, damn, the stock is only 2 pennies.
Right.
I mean, damn, that's like. That's a high-risk move. It's not Amazon, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to know your shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know my shit like that. So when I do something like that, I only put, like, no more than, like, 700 to a G into it. But I put a real tight stop loss on it. And by me not even being that educated, and I might be more educated than when I'm acting like I am, but I like to stay humble when it comes to this, because you can get overly confident, you can lose your ass. So where I feel that I am right now in the game, I have managed myself to bring home 8% every single month consistently. And that's like whatever the 8% profit was on last month, it'd be 8% on the profit this month plus my whole account balance.
Yes, indeed.
And that's just following just simple rules as far as covering your ass and knowing yourself, man. Like a lot of stuff that you talk about on here, I'm still catching up with it. I'm like, what did he say? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you giving up, like, for an example, like Sprint, I just knew for a fact it was going down to 550. And I was mad when I didn't catch it down at 550. It didn't hit. So I had to catch up and get to that. And Vosh kind of like pulled my coattail to it. He was like, Sprint. And I didn't kind of like gave up on it for about a good month because I was like, man, that motherfucker can get down to 550, so I feel some kind of a way about it. AMD, baby. And another thing about me, too, I don't trade a million stocks, and we talked about that before. Like, I don't go out here and try to put my money into 10 different stocks.
Right. We can't. We can't. And that's the thing. We talk about a lot of stocks here because everybody's in different things. I can't just talk about the 3 stocks that I'm running around, holding. I've got to talk about the other things that everybody else is talking about. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying.
Because it's on your show, and everybody got different tastes for different risks.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that, everybody who calls in, I ain't saying no names or nothing, but everybody that calls in, man, it's kind of like they be really trying to help people. And I be getting educated just off of listening to different people. And then when I go working out, I still listen to different people. And like, for an example, there was a stock that I was looking at today, and I couldn't even really trade it because I got to wait for my money to drop again. Because one thing about me trading, too, sometimes I could be so for sure about something, I go all in. Now, a lot of people will say I never go all in. But see, it's been working for me. I ain't trying to get 100% a month, bro. I'm cool with my 8% a month, and I know my math, compound interest. So I'm cool with that.
Yes.
So I was looking at a stock today, OPTT.
Yeah.
Tim Sykes said something about it, and Tim Sykes said he bought it at 788. So when I seen it today get down to like 770, even though I couldn't do nothing about it because I got to wait for my money to drop, I said, damn, I said, I guess he was wrong. Then I came back later, and the motherfucker spiked up like 10, 15%. But he said he was out after like 15% up under. So everybody makes everybody, I can't even call it a mistake. Everybody's trying to help, man. So when I came on here and I seen somebody talking about suing and stuff, it's like, man, you too much into your feelings for this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I cut my losses, and I still have managed to make 8% off of the advice you have given me, people in the chat room, and off of my own research and off of my own experience. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
So I'm just here to say, man, good job on what you're doing. But if you can't afford to lose the money, if it's gonna make you, if it's gonna make you and your wife break up, or then this is not the game for you, man. This is high volatility. This is really high. This is not like a rental fucking property that you could touch. You buying a piece of paper and you hoping this shit go up. So, I would never listen to nobody on here and just take it. Like, when I get a stock, I do my research on it as much as I can, and then I get somebody that's not even, like, I'll get somebody like my girl, and I'm like, do me a favor, read the last month of news and tell me what you're thinking about it. Because I'm second-guessing myself then. And then, yeah, that seems pretty cool. I said, let's go into the earnings. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. I'm dropping 10 on it. You know what I'm saying? Then if it go back, I'm chopping more on it. But that's my stop right there. So I protect my losses. Like, if I'm 500 up, like already, Sal, this month I'm up. Within the past 8 days, I'm up 500. So next time I put in some money, I'm only allowed to lose like about 150. I don't never lose no more than 1% of my total money that I have inside, all my money that I got inside the market. I'll never try to lose no more than 1%. If I lose more than 1%, it's designed so I can pull back and buy more. So I just want to drop a couple of jewels because I don't know who's up, I don't know who's down, but I'm talking from a place of being up, and I ain't got no fucking experience. So I feel like if I can do it, then I feel like anybody can do it. You just got to control your damn emotions, man. Don't be talking about suing nobody over some damn advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The best advice I give a motherfucker, man, is talking like that is basically just, this ain't for you. It ain't for you. So, God bless you, Sal. I'm here on the game with you, baby. And I'll be talking to you again when I figure out how to get 10% up a month.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
okay, brother.
Hey,
yeah.
and man, you don't even have to wait that long. Just whenever you have a stock, give us a call, man. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, I know. So I just threw that out there, bro. But hey, OPTT, that's what Tim Sykes said. I don't know nothing about it, but I was just going through the internet yesterday, and I heard him say some shit about it. So I want to drop that jewel at you, bro.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man.
All right, Sal. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that's Sinclair. Always a good call, man. Always a good call when Sinclair calls up, man. And he talked about OPTT. OPTT is an old, well, not old because it was recent. It's a recent runner. OPTT is very low float. It spikes crazy, man. And OPTT is one of those stocks. Yes, if you catch it on the bottom, it can be a really, really big mover for you. OPTT is that company that has these machines that get power from the waves of the ocean. They have a technology that can use the ocean's natural wave power to generate electricity. They recently had a really great contract. They got a contract out of a company out of Japan, bought it, and it took the stock to Pluto. It was really actually pretty good for them. And let me see here. It's actually really low float, by the way. Only 2 million shares floating out there. Only 2 million shares floating out there. OPTT, a good stock. James Bond, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on with you?
So before I say anything, I got to read a disclaimer real quick for you, man. Disclaimer, this is only a suggestion, and it should not influence your investment decision. If you need help investing, please consult a financial planner advisor. Anyway, I was going to talk about NAVBB. I think that thing looked like it got some kind of legs. I don't know. What's your take on it? Have you been watching it?
You know, NAVB is a stock that you know, from if you look at the chart, NAVB really from like 9.2 to 9.7, it was almost like a nice little stairway, and you had 3 or 4 days of really impressive gains over nearly 15 cents a day for those 3 days. And you know, it's been in a funnel, and it's trying to do something now. You know, it had trouble at the ones. Now it came back down and settled above 80. Now we're at 87 cents. I would see, you know, if we break 90 tomorrow, if you're willing to risk a ride, then then go for it. But
today was really pretty interesting today, though. It went over 90 today, like 91.
Yeah, it got up to 92 today. You know, we'll see. I don't like the fact that it was a lower high today, though. I mean, I don't like the fact that it tested 92, came back down to 84, retested 90, so it was a lower high, you know, and kind of ran out of steam there at 87. You know, is it going to keep running? We'll see. You know, we'll see. I don't see it's still running on the old news from 5 days ago. So. Yeah, what is your take? You feel like it still's got some legs here?
I think it got some legs in it, man. But like I said, I got to read the disclaimer before I say anything about that, because everything I say, like I said, someone lose their money, I got to make sure I put a disclaimer before I say anything, because I guess people think I'm what you call a stock market broker.
I mean, look, the thing from NAVB, what got it spiking like it was the news from 5 days ago. Okay, that news, that the letter of intent to sell those shares to the other company.
Exactly.
Now, that news, obviously, they can't run on it forever. So what do you think would keep people's interest here, to justify, a breakout to 95 or $1 or higher?
Disclaimer, this is only a suggestion and should not be influence your investment decision. If you need help investing, please consult a financial advisor. I don't know. I think that basically, I don't know. The way I look at it right now, I mean, I think right now the news is actually trickling in. Because a lot of times the news will hit, PR will hit, and sometimes it hasn't really, as far as got out there until days later, When people start really sitting down and dissecting everything that's going on and stuff. But what I'm looking at right now, it looks like it's in the beginning stage of another run. Because, I mean, pretty much by now, the stock would have tanked a little bit, like 60s, you know what I'm saying? But it seemed like it's held its own in the 80s. That's a real good, strong signal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like I said, I know it sounds stupid what I'm doing with the disclaimer thing, but like I said, this guy want to go sue me, go ahead and sue me, man. You're not going to get anything. Because number one, like I said, I didn't give you no advice. I didn't say buy it. I said I would buy it more. I would. I always put I when I talk about something like that. I said, if you got a couple $100 store on it, you know what I'm saying? But that's your decision. If you live in a shanty town hut, and you only can afford, you have $100 a month, as far as for your investment budget, don't invest. I mean, I don't want to sound mean or anything, but it's the truth, But anyway, so let me get off that. I'm done with that, talking about that. Let's just move on to bigger and better things.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man.
All right. Have a good night, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Look, man, James just wanted to come on and let people know what it was, man. Just letting people know what it is. And those people talking about lawsuits, man, come on, man. Let's cool down on that, Let's just cool down on that, man. That's not cool, man. So, but NAVB, this is probably the one thing I kind of disagree with Bond on. I disagree with Bond on NAVB because the run on NAVB was due to the news that came out on the 6th, on Friday, on 5 days ago, and that news is old now. 772, what's going on?
Hey, Sal. Oh, shit, damn. Man, this is a anonymous caller. Do not say my name. This is an anonymous caller. I got a stock tip for you.
All right.
I'm afraid to get sued. Nah, I just had up this season though. But no, this brings back to the movie I mentioned a while ago. Was it Day Trader Dave? Money on Blockbuster. When you're dealing with the bankruptcy plays, you know, you can't go all in on it. And I definitely check that movie out because, like you said, people put up their houses on their bankruptcy plays, and they lost a lot. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like our boy James want to say, you know, do what he do. You know, when he play a bankruptcy play, if it goes up 1 or 2 pennies, cash out. You know, get a couple of cents, cash out. You know, you can't do like a regular play, let it you know rise up and expecting to cash out because if it backfire you, you know you're screwed. You know,
Right.
I lost money. You got to make the best of it. I'm just trying to make up for it with other plays. You know. But I do got a NVAX I'm riding out on too.
NVAX.
Yeah. What do you think about that playoff?
NVAX and Robert Joyce, we're gonna get to your stock too. NVAX. Let me see. NVAX. Biotech.
And then
Oh, okay. Nice.
PBR,
Oh, wow. Nice run here since the second. What's been moving? That's right. Oh man, $2.
I kept trying to believe all the stocks, but you know what I'm saying. Like I didn't even worry about the money I lost on that bankruptcy joint because I got other ones that's blowing up left and right. And then again, I want to talk to you about something. Now I play a whole lot of plays, you know, like 13, 15 plays, and the more plays I play, it's like to me, the better more profit I get. Now a lot of guys they play little small plays. Then again, let's say if you're down 3 plays, like you're down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean you're screwed, you know. To me, the reason I play a lot of plays because if I'm down on 6, well hell, I still got the other half making bread. You know?
Now, Treasure Hunter, are you okay? So you're playing all these stocks. So
Yeah.
it's as if your account probably looks like like a mutual fund almost, right? You got like, all
What do
these
you mean
stocks.
about
Now,
that?
are you in them equally, or some you are in more than others?
I split out. I don't go all in on none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say if it's a penny stock, you bring up to like, $300 level, and then I get like a couple of us, $300 plays, $20 plays on. I basically all my plays, I kind of level it out. So if one goes down, my whole account don't goes down. I mean, all day long, bro, my account's like. How can I say, like the damn slot machine? It goes like up and down. I mean, it's never stay still, because staying still, I'll be getting bored. I fall asleep. So I love that excitement,
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, today it was down. So about several more plays, I fell asleep. I woke up and I was like, whoo, yeah, I'm in there, It's like, just again when you chance the plays I run, I take a nap and I'm up, Because, like I said, the more plays I plays, I think it's better for me the more money or more chance to get more money,
Right.
I don't know about everybody else, but it works for me. But, if you only got 3 plays and then all 3 down, you're screwed. But if you got like 13, 15, more chance of winning. If you got good plays,
Sure.
So what do you think about that take? The more plays you run, the more opportunity you got, getting paid.
I mean, that strategy. I don't know. I don't see how it would work for me. So it's hard for me to come up with a scenario of how that would work. Because again, for me, I buy and hold for primary income, and then shorting is how daily if I see something that's just ridiculous, people got overexcited, and it's up unusually high, that's easy money to make intraday. I don't do a good job of being able to buy spikes, being able to figure out where there's going to be a breakout. That's just how I've always been.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. But I mean, so when you're saying playing multiple, I mean, how long are you holding them? Are you 1 day, 2 days?
It all depends. A day, 2 days, a week. It's some place I got long term that I said to forget it. Like the how can I say the medical plays, the sprint, and all that kind of stuff, and other plays, I just, try to do like you, like on the Coca-Cola thing. Oh yeah, I had this in the family for years, set and forget it plays. But some plays, I just dog the shit out of, I like rape them weekly, till it's like getting paid because of like high volume. You make a couple of dollars here and there.
So tell me about this this NVAX. I mean, the stock is up now this last week from 675 to 817. I mean, this looks like a rocket right now.
But I told you I do these Novas. Well, I'm afraid to call in now because after what happened. I mean, I call in, but should I say another Elias or something?
No, I mean, do you think this is going to go? I mean, do you think this is going to go higher? I mean, the 52-week high is 1070. By all accounts, it looks like it's trying to touch that. It doesn't look like it's.
It's still got some room. I'm in it. Like I said, I'm probably.
What's the float on this? Because this is insane. Let me see NVAX.
Oh man!
And I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing any
Lloyd, he's afraid of him.
I'm not seeing any trend changing news here. It's not like, I mean, I can understand if they broke they got an FDA approval or anything. So what's driving this interest? Do you know?
It's just a bunch of us bored. It's like we sit back and we see something raise up. A lot of us are sinking a shitload of money in it.
Okay, yeah, and
it's not. It
doesn't have the greatest float either. I mean, it has
66
million shares out there. It does have It does have very high institutional ownership, so that says a lot. Almost 70% of the stock is owned by institutions. So that says a lot about the stock too. I do see growing short interest in the stock, but overall, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. If you sit back and swing paper trade swinging, when I first got started in the game, this is how I taught myself run a shitload of plays, So now I'm in it, so this worked for me. I tried a couple of plays, and I was always in the red, But like I said, if you want to start out in the game, try different strategies to maybe work for new traders. Maybe work for yourself. Multiple plays, little plays, long term, short term. Try a little everything, and you'll find your niche. Like I said, I found my niche by talking on your show.
Appreciate it, man.
Anytime, man. Keep up the good work, Sal. And man, don't sweat the small stuff, brother.
Oh no, not at all, man. It's all good. We are all adults here. Appreciate the call.
We got to fuck around about it. All right, man. You got it.
So yeah, appreciate it all. Look, ain't nobody, nobody's tripping off anything, man. We're all good in here. I know we have some people talking about lawsuits and what's going to happen. Am I going to get sued? But look, none of that's going to happen. Okay, let's just chill out. I'm letting people talk. I'm being easy on all that. What was that stock, Robert Joyce, you were talking about? I don't know if Robert Joyce is still in the house. If Robert Joyce is still in the house, we want to talk about that. Mr. Lloyd, looks like Mr. Lloyd's calling back in. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on?
Man, listen, I'm trying to not think about the money that I lost, and everybody's still talking about this damn Q stock. Let me tell Gupta, listen, man, my heart is out to you, man, and actually I know where you're coming from because I people send FOIA requests to my employment all the time requesting access, so I know you have the ability to do that. But listen, man, you don't have to put people on blast. I mean, I'm mad with you, man. I am mad with you. And unfortunately, whatever evidence you have, just keep it to yourself. I mean, you don't have to exploit people, but I'm not mad, that I lost, but I'm upset. But we have to move on, man. We have to move on. I can't say amen yet till I get to my INV or something, man. I need a dime in my pocket. Something. I keep feeding this damn machine. It ain't giving. Actually, no. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Mr. Lloyd. I have a feeling 35 is right around the corner, man. I have a feeling 35 could be right around the corner for y'all, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. And you gonna laugh about it, man. I took my first profit about 2 weeks ago. Oh, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? And I think it was SKLN.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I put in 5,000 or 6,000. I don't know, not thousand, but I bought 5,000 or 6,000 shares on Thursday.
Okay.
And I woke up and I saw my Robinhood was green. I'm like, wait a minute, it's only 5 o'clock. How's it up? It was before hours, and that's when they made that big move to the 20-cent range.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm taking the profit right now.
Don't hesitate.
I don't give a damn. Right, I didn't give a damn. I said, I'm getting me some money out this market today. Got my $500. I said, you know what? I need to quit being greedy and looking for thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, just yeah. But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, from what I've been reading online and when people give these disclaimers, I think I did see someone did get taken to court based off the information that they have. So it is possible. You know, and he may have enough money to do it.
It's not a sum. You know, unless you lost 10K plus. You know what I'm saying? I 5K plus. I don't see the reasoning. You know, I just the paperwork, the travel, it's just. I tell you what, I would do some shit off principle. If you hit my car and it was only $500 or something, and you get an asshole about, I mean, come on, let's get off the side topic real quick. If somebody did something to you, you won't give a damn on how much it costs. And we're not talking about stocks, we're just talking about in general. If something happened, I don't give a damn on how much money it takes for me to prove my point of my innocence. So if somebody calls me out and says it ain't possible, I'm gonna do whatever I can. I don't care if it costs me $10,000 just to get $2. I'm gonna find a way. So. I don't know, man. I mean, some people do things for principle. You ever do anything just for the principle? I mean, sure, but I mean, nothing like what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing like that. You know? Gupta could be rich, man. You never know. You know, so Gupta could be a millionaire driving a Bentley. Gupta sounds like a rich name to me. Yeah. Bond will be messing with Mr. Gupta. Shit, because no, I'm gonna tell you, Bond. Yes, I hear where he's coming from, and they are obligated to provide the information if a FOIA request is filed. So, you know, so if anything was changed or altered, they have to provide that information. So, I mean, he has a point. I mean, but you know, we all just get along, man. We all lost a little money. I'm ready to move on. Let's not talk about the Q stocks anymore. It's down, flush it down the toilet. Yes, indeed. We're off the Q stocks, and we're going to be off Q stocks for a while. I mean, James Bond, his old HNR play is running again. That was a stock that I forgot about, but I still had an alert on it. Right. HNR, that's running again. I don't know if he's still looking at that. So, yeah, I mean, we got some other things out here that are running. And, look, there's a lot of money to be made here every single day. We're not... You know, those are gains that can be made up with some really good calls over a week or two. It's not, you know, we're not, you know, let's not, you know, get too caught up in those. Right. Yeah, man, you know, I love this show too much, man. I feel like this almost like Jerry Springer today. You know what I'm saying? we was all throwing chairs and shit up in here. I felt like Jerry Springer today, but I feel pretty good. I got off my chest. Yes. And I was feeling like I heard other people getting off their chest, and power to the people, man. I mean, hell, I went to Olive Garden trying to get drunk, and it cost me almost $200. Yes. And I still didn't get there. I think they just overfilled my shit with water. I hear you. All right, man. Well, I keep saying I'm gonna get off of y'all. I got PTSD, man. Y'all need to leave these Q stocks alone, okay? Anyways, all right, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, look, you know, Mr. Lloyd, it's going to take some time for people to get over it. It's going to take some time. You know, it's going to take some time. I have no doubt in my mind. You know, people are upset. Are people who took a position that was bigger than they probably should have. You know, most men, when they take losses, they don't tell you about it. They don't tell you about it. You know, very few people will make a video like I've done or some other people have done about losses that they've taken. Hey, man, this stock didn't work out and I got fucked over. You know, that's why sometimes, you know, people talk about Profitly is, you know, Profitly you can, you know, take off your losses sometimes, you know. You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so Robert Joyce, I saw you brought up RESN. And Robert Joyce, if you want to, you know, update us on it. I mean, it's a beautiful chart. I mean, absolutely beautiful chart. Since the 9th. I mean, this is a stock that's been running for the last 4 days, man. Price is $4.25 a share. So it's absolutely beautiful what the stock has been doing for the last 4 days. I mean, up almost $1 today. Never heard about the stock. It's a semiconductor play, and on, you know, for the most part, relatively average volume. This is a company that really wasn't doing anything. 62,000 shares traded intraday. You know, really wasn't doing anything for the last couple months. But the last 4 days have been more active than usual. So I'm actually going to put this on my list of possible shorts because, you know, the wall is coming. I'm not sure where it's at now because it broke out of that 640 resistance level that was created on August 15th. If you see there, August 15th, there was a wall up there and it just blasted right through that. So who knows how high this stock can go because it's creating a new 52-week high. It's creating a new 52-week high, which it just blasted through. So RSN, yeah, I mean, if you guys are momentum players in the chat room and, you know, you want to take a position maybe, you know, probably another 20 cents that could be in there somewhere. If you can get a position big enough to justify the move, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. You'll see. But it definitely looks like a stock that you got to be careful with because when it gets a big gain, if you look at, you know, a day or two later, those gains are wiped out. Those gains are wiped out. In fact, when you look at RESN in the chart, these last 3 days, these last 3 trading days in the stock have been one of the few trading days where it held previous day's gains. But other than that, typically the stock gives back its gains. So I don't believe RESN is going to be up there for very much longer. It's a small company, $52 million market cap, 22 employees. You know, let me see the financials here real quick. Let's see what's justifying a $52 million market cap with a company with 22 employees. Let's just look at the financials real quick. So we're losing money, $9 million in 2015. All right, so the company has not made. All right, the company. What is this? A pump, man. This is a pump. This is a fucking pump and dump, man. There's no revenue. There's no revenues here. It's like this is kind of. I'm looking at this like this is suspicious here. We're going from 450 to 6. There's no revenues. There's no revenues, man. I'm not. If somebody. Yeah, there's no net receivables. I don't see any receivables. I don't see anything under inventory. There's no. Hold on here, man. There's no asset. There's no what is this? This is a fucking scam, man. Hold on here. Let me see here. Oh, I think I just found a real good short now. Let's pull up this 10Q real quick, man. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but assets. Okay. All it has is 2 million cash. Hold on, man. Where's the income? Let me see the income statement. Yeah, there's no revenues, man. There's no revenues here. $63,000? $63,000 from what exactly? Man, this is RESN. RESN. Man, this is a fucking scam, man. This is a fucking scam. Why is the stock so high? It's actually been doing really good since March. Let me check Twitter land real quick. I always got to check Twitter land, see who's been talking about this play, because somebody's been pushing it. Yeah, Tim Sykes just put a picture of a stack of money out on Twitter there. Just seeing that. Yeah, I mean, nothing impressive for the most part. Nothing impressive. But yeah, man, the company has no revenues, man. RESN, the company has no revenues. So if anybody's seeing something different, let me know. But yeah, Mr. Who gave that to me? Mr. Joyce, I believe, gave that to me. I don't see anything. I think it's a pump and dump. RESN. But the problem is that it's been trading for some time, so it's got the balance sheet of a pharmaceutical company. It's got the balance sheet of a pharmaceutical company. But right now, it's just a company that is a company on paper. It has no revenues, has no, for the most part, I'm not seeing any products or services that it's generating or producing at this time. All they're doing is selling licensing agreements from which they're not even making any money on. That's the news that I'm seeing here, based on some recent releases. And that's why when you're looking at the stock, if you look at what it did last year, 2015, then the stock geared all the way up to $20 a share and came right back crashing down. Just several days later, the stock has a tendency to do these huge run-ups. I mean, that's an absolutely insane run-up in 2014, late 2014, early 2015, and it came right back down. But the stock's been trading, man. This is really interesting. If you look at from March, $1.85 to, you're up almost 500% since March. So, it does look like a pump. It does look like a pump. And the financials look like a pump as well. Yeah, it'll be an easy short. But the problem is calling the short. That's the hard part, because I don't know when it's going to come. And look at it. It's low float. So 5 million shares floating out there. This, if you're not careful, you can get your account blown out, shorting a company like this. 5 million shares trading. That's why it's moving like that. It's a low float, stock. There are only 5 million shares out there. And based on that chart, that means there are a lot of people holding. So you've got a lot less than that. actually free floating. Free floating, meaning stocks that nobody owns, that nobody's holding to. Yes, indeed. Michael 91 is talking about Genesis Healthcare 288. Yeah, the Genesis Healthcare is a really interesting story because it found a bottom there in June, $1.88. Now it's up almost another dollar since June. Genesis Healthcare is turning into a turnaround story, and it's a borderline profitable company. Let me see here. For a long time there was talk that it was going to be a potential buy for maybe a real estate company or whatnot, because Genesis Healthcare is like an old folks home. They own a bunch of old folks homes, and if you're an older person and you need long-term health care, you would go to a Genesis Healthcare facility. So they own tons of facilities, and for a long time that was the play, was that okay, somebody's going to buy them out, and it's never happened. So, they're a provider of short-term, post-acute rehabilitation and skilled nursing, as well as long-term care services. So, it's a turnaround. It looks like, it's found bottom, and the last couple months has been very impressive for the stock. It's not a small company either. Look, 88,000 employees. $416 million market cap. It's not a small company. It's not a mom and pop business here. You might be looking at a company that's well structured, that just is going through hard times. But the stock has got people singing the good time song. Yes, indeed. Okay. Bill Bet, you said you seeing 9.5 million shares. Okay, I saw 5 in Yahoo. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's different. Strong buy. Okay, $8 price target. Okay. I've got it down. I'm watching it. I mean, if RESN continues to make those bold intraday moves, I might jump on the ride for 20-30 cents. Because it's making some really bold moves there. I might jump on that. Genesis, Genesis is not close to 52-week high just yet. Still ways away. Yeah, it's still ways away. And I'm not seeing the news that made Genesis collapse like that. It looks like it came out sometime in 2015, but I'm going to have to go back into history there and find out what got it dropped down all the way from 6 to basically 1. That was insane. You know what? I don't know anyone personally who went down to Orlando to the Tim Sykes thing. That is something that I think I would love to do in the future. I found out about it so late. I know we got some people in the room that are in Florida right now. Was that something that you guys were interested in going to see? I know while they were there, they did some live trading, and were able to meet Tim Sykes and the other people around him. Yes, indeed. ESNC. Yeah, I think we talked about ESNC up 14% today. Small little company. Volume 1.7 million shares traded today. Strong move. Let's see if it can keep the volume. If it can keep the volume, then you might be looking at some impressive days ahead. ESNC. Let me see the volume here. Historical data. So yeah, it's been growing volume since the 7th. 400,000, 700,000, 900,000, 1.7 today. So we'll see if that volume sticks around tomorrow. ESN. To break you guys over $1. It looks like it touched $1 today. So there's potential. There's potential. ESNC battery company. Uninterruptible power battery supplies. I'm gonna write that down too, just in case. ESNC. Nice run today. Nice run today. Okay. Voil, VOIL. VOIL. 24. Okay. All right. OTC stock. Does this VOIL actually have like rigs in the ground? I see they're an oil company. Do they actually have rigs in the ground producing? That's the thing about OTC oil companies. I don't mind investing in OTC oil companies, but do they actually have a rig in the ground that's digging up oil? Because if you find an OTC play like that actually has a rig in the ground, with these high oil prices, that benefits, the company's bottom line, and that's great revenue for a penny play like that. But if they're just, hey, we got this, producing plot of land over here that we're not using, but yeah, it produces oil, or it used to. I'm just not about that. I'm not about that. Okay, Christopher Reed's talking about Rita and ATH. Rita. Oh, that's a nice move. Okay, that's a nice move in Rita, RETA. Not a cheap stock, definitely not a penny stock, but nice move forward there. Nice move forward there. Yeah, definitely not a power, not a penny stock, excuse me. But nice move there. ATH. ATH. Is that a ticker? ATH? No, I'm not seeing a ticker under ATH. So unless you mean something else, I'm not seeing a ticker for that. ATHM. ATHM looks like a short. Oh, all-time high. Oh, okay. You were talking about an all-time high. Yeah. RETA is RETA looks nice. That might be something that Treasure Hunter might be into. At 29.13, up $3 today. That's a nice move. That's a nice move. That's a nice move for a stock that expensive. Kind of out of my league, but that's a nice move for a stock that expensive to move $3 like that. SCTY. Yeah, these stocks this expensive. I need you guys to tell me. You asking me what I see in these penny plays. I can tell you, but when I'm looking at these stocks over $15, over 20, over 30, we're talking about stocks that have other greater macroeconomic pools on these stocks. So when we're talking about Solar City, obviously what the big man at Tesla is doing has an effect on it, and the way people see him has an effect on it, seems like it. So ever since the acquisition, the stock hasn't really done so well, and looking at the chart, looks like a short. Good job today, though. 6% gain today. So this might be something that, if you know what you're doing, good for you. But looking at that chart, it looks quite ugly. Yeah. Yeah, Gale is cheap, but is it worth trading though, man? Gale is dirt cheap. But I mean, is it even worth trading anymore? Gale is one of those stocks where, man, like, I feel like if you put some money in Gale, it's got to crack to like 15 first. You know what I'm saying? I think Gale at 35 is too high. All right. But yeah, Solar City looks good if you can play it intraday. Doesn't look like a buy and hold situation though. HLTH. Let's see here, HLTH. 362. Oh, okay, it took a breather a couple of days, but nice gain today. All right, guys, so before we end the show, we like to talk about plays for tomorrow. Let's talk about what we can look at tomorrow, intraday, for those people who aren't already invested in something to hold for the next couple of days. Maybe you're looking for a runner tomorrow. Based on some of the biggest gainers today, I don't see TAT continuing. That stock was up 21%. I don't, when I look at the biggest gainer list today, I don't see any stocks that I would think would continue on tomorrow. Although that Genesis Healthcare that Michael 91 talked about today at 6%, that could run tomorrow again. Genesis Healthcare, GEN. That looks like a very stable looking chart, and based on the stock's performance over the last 5 days, it looks safe enough to say that the stock may continue to run tomorrow. Will you get another 6% like you did today? Who knows? Can't read the future. But the last 5 days have been very impressive in the stock, and based on the last 20 days, in fact, you've been pretty well rewarded by your patience. Okay. Yeah, GEN looks promising. I like GEN. GEN looks very promising. I like that chart. Let me see here. Barry's talking about VHC. So we got GEN for tomorrow. GEN. VHC 9% today. I don't like that gap down. That was kind of a little bit of a scary gap down there. On when was that? Okay, that was on the 9th. All right, so GEN looks like it was the roof fell out there, and then some momentum plays. So VHC doesn't look too reliable for me. I'm good on VHC. SCNC. Going back to what we had just talked about. ESNC looks it, but I don't know if that volume is going to hold tomorrow. I don't know if that volume is going to hold tomorrow on ESNC. KTOS won a $54 million contract. Okay, wow. Let's see that. KTOS. Oh wow, I do see that here. KTOS, $54 million contract. It is up huge after hours. Who said that? Okay, Christopher Reed. Appreciate that, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for that news. KTOS with the $54 million contract. That news dropping today just after hours. So it came at like 4:35, just after hours. So that's going to be a nice little move tomorrow. So put that down. Definitely KTOS. Look for the spike there tomorrow on that stock. What's the float on that, so we can get an idea of how fast that could possibly move? Again, 46 million. Okay, so not super low, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So GEN, KTOS, somebody put EGLE. The shippers, I'm not a big fan of the shippers. When we talk about shippers, I like tops, just because I like tops better than EGLE, because tops is a lot lighter, and it, when it moves, it really moves. EGLE, nice move though today, 29 cents, but I think it's already kind of up there. I think if you're looking at shippers, tops at 402, and at that, at that price right now, I actually like tops better than I like EGLE. But I think EGLE is an honorable mention, though. It's an honorable mention. I keep looking at it, but I just think based on the chart though, it does look secure. You're right, it does look secure. Barry Parker. It's safer than tops. I agree with you there. MBII. Yeah, MBII. Oh yeah, we forgot about that one. MBII. All right, so a couple stocks to look at tomorrow. Pick up maybe, you can pick up a nice little 4 or 5% if you get in early enough. All right. For those of you guys using Robinhood, or preferably, I hope you're using U-Stock Trade, because you don't have to worry about those damn, trades, running out of trades. That's why, Tim Sykes doesn't talk about scalping. Dude, get your money. Get your money. Some of the things I like he says, some of the things I don't like what he says, but get your money. You start doing something like this where you're able to get, $100, $120 here and there off these little plays, by moving around. Do what you got to do. If you guys got the more expensive, TDs or the E-Trades, you can do it too if you got the money. Good night, James. All right, about to get out of here myself, but I just want to let's find two more stocks. MBII. We got that. Yeah, he tells other people not to scalp, but he scalps all day. You're exactly right, Craig G. Okay. Travis says NWBO. NWBO. Let me look at that one more time. Okay, yeah. I like NWBO at this price. And it actually has been it holds that gain. I do like the fact that NWBO held what it did today. It actually held that. It found support at 38. It moves quickly. It found support at 38, bounced off that to even get higher. So NWBO, yes, Travi, thank you for that. NWBO, I like that for tomorrow too. So we'll be following that. But I think tomorrow, I'm going to be really interested in seeing what that KTOS does, even at that price. Yeah, NWB already up 17% after hours. Christopher Reed, NIHD. Oh, that's nice too. Strong move today. Little hesitation at 355. Little hesitation at 355. Little hesitation at 355. I would watch NIHD, but that consolidation scares me on NIHD though. That tightening there from about noon. No, what was that? About 12:45 to the rest of the day. The stock was very unsure. It was a real battle there. So tomorrow, NIHD is either going to be breaking lower, or it's going to be back to that beautiful run it did today. But when I look at this chart now, we got GEN, KTOS. In fact, let me put this in the chat room. GEN, KTOS, GN, KTOS, tops, EGLE, MBII, NWBO, NIHD. So those are the play. I think KTOS is probably the guaranteed green tomorrow. KTOS is the guaranteed green. So my plan for tomorrow, if you're looking for guaranteed green on KTOS, is to make sure you're not the fool that buys it at that spike tomorrow at like 9:35, and you find bottom at around 9:40, 9:50, maybe even 10, and then you work it, you work the way up. I'm not sold on NWBO. I'm not sold on NIHD. NWBO, it might have some more legs left. We'll see. Okay. Martin Shkreli, I'm going to check him out. Martin Shkreli. That guy, man, Martin Shkreli, he's cool, but man, when you start messing with some of these politicians, man, God help him when they clap back on him, dude. God help him when they clap. If Hillary gets elected, God help Martin Shkreli. God help that guy, because the federal government will come up his ass so hard. Just the audacity to come at Clinton like that, he did. Anyway, I would, The Art of War, that's a book that I love to read. And you never punk or try to intimidate somebody who's much bigger and stronger than you and who can destroy you. And Martin Shkreli fucking with a Clinton who's about to be elected the president of the United States? Stupid. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming into the chat room. Tomorrow's another day. We'll be here same time, same place. You guys know what this is about. Penny stocks. We'll be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys know I love talking about this. I go all night, but people got to get some sleep. So thank you to everybody in the chat room. Craig G, Sinclair, Bill Betts, Lennox John, Robert Joyce, Lawrence Kane, Cool Cat Beats, Christopher Reed, Joel Flores, 1970L. Yeah, man, you fucking with the Clintons, you might end up in a ditch somewhere, man. Recon Force, 87. Appreciate that. Miss Petaway, Travie, Michael 91, Christopher Reed, welcome. I don't know who you are, but good stocks today. Appreciate your input. Betham Seti. Everybody in the chat room, man. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. NEIK. Yeah, we'll look at that tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.